What's going on, Internet? The Black Okage here, aka TBH. And to be honest, I'd like to welcome you guys back to the Game and Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and you're now tuned in to episode 127. If you're watching the video version of the show at youtube.com/GI updates, know this show is available on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon, and all other major podcast platforms. Also, be sure to rate the show 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. We need your 5-star rating on Apple and Spotify to help us push us in the algorithm and bring in new listeners to help the platform grow. Now, allow me to introduce you to our co-hosts, the first of which is also the slowest to confirm a time in which we'll all meet and record the show. We don't get upset, though. We know he's busy. He's learning the ins and outs in the Unreal Engine. Our resident game developer, Ethos. Say what up to the people.
Yo, what up, everybody? We back from Arkham Asylum. We got our boy back.
Yes, sir. and my second co-host when he isn't on real life daddy duties, he's on the sticks sunning people in dead games like Halo Infinite. JG, say what up to the people.
Damn, I play Halo Infinite. This man said, I play dead games. I am not
now
no
you're
mad,
not
sir.
a Halo fan.
I am not no mad. No, not anymore.
Man.
Not anymore, man. Not anymore. But we here though. Let's. Yeah, right. Exactly.
You want Multiverses to die? Better chill.
You're right. We're
gonna talk about that later. Also, I forgot, I didn't even put it in the notes, but join our Discord if you guys haven't already. It is, if you want to join our Discord, it is a $10 fee on Patreon, patreon.com/GI updates. It's a one-time fee. You do not have to keep paying every month. We just put a paywall behind our Discord because we try to keep it like high quality and keep the trolls out. But just know, if you pay once and then you can't afford it the next month, you're not going to get kicked out of the Discord. You'll be okay. Although we appreciate it if you stay with us on Patreon. But once again, join the Discord at patreon.com/GI updates. Great community. What's that thing? What's the main thing you hear from our viewers that they love about the Discord, Ethos?
It's a daycare. That's literally it. It's a daycare.
Didn't you say something about, I'm really over here trying to sell it and you're fucking talking about daycare?
No, I'm dead serious. It's a daycare.
I really hate this Negro, bro.
It's a great daycare. It's a great daycare for people who, are working or not working. It's a great daycare. And then on top of that, the memes and just the culture is great. And, we're accepting of everybody. So everybody's always welcomed. And we don't allow any weirdos. So
yeah, I was looking for you to reference the time you had told me. I guess some people in the Discord were saying,
we should double it.
Yeah, we should double. They said we should double the price because this is the best Discord they've ever been in. Why did they say this is the best Discord they've been in?
Just the amount of just funny stuff that happens in the Discord and giveaways and just funny moments and stuff that happens is priceless. And memes.
There's literally no drama in our Discord. Now that I think about it, we had drama one time, like the first year we had opened it, and that was a long time ago. That was 5, 6, 7 years ago or something like that.
Oh, a long time.
It was 3 dudes, and I had a conversation with them, and I put their ass out because they wasn't listening. But that was before we even put the paywall in. We put the paywall in, and we haven't had no fucking issues. Yeah,
no issues.
Yep. So patreon.com/GI updates. Join the Discord. Sometimes we do live shows on there with the GI podcast if you want to catch it live, and we actually invite some of you guys up to actually talk to. So join the Discord as well as you can game with us and stock advice and memes and all that other shit. All right, let's get into the show. Before we talk go ahead.
Before you start.
What the hell? What did you? This man just went in and out of the Discord. What was that for?
We were in the wrong room. We're recording that. We good.
Okay.
We good.
Yeah. He just moved us to the recording room so nobody comes in here. All right. We don't need Nomad coming in the podcast and killing it.
Yeah.
All right. So a couple of delays, release dates, confirmations. So Bethesda's big game. I feel like we all knew it was going to happen, but Starfield, as well as their lesser known game Redfall, they've both been delayed to the first half of 2023. Bethesda released a press release saying the teams at Arcane and Bethesda Game Studios, those are the makers of Redfall and Studio, have incredible ambitions for their games, and we want to ensure that you receive the best, most polished versions of them. We want to thank everyone for their excitement for the Redfall and Starfield. That energy is a huge part of what inspires us all every day to drive our excitement for what we've been creating, blah, 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 blah. Thanks for your support. Anybody surprised? Anybody care? Starfield's been delayed till 2023?
It's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. You know the funny thing about this though, because obviously they started conversation for different reasons, but since Microsoft has Bethesda now Microsoft took an L because they really don't have any games now for 2022.
They have no games. Yeah, no, I agree. They have no games. They have no games this year.
Well, I mean, if you have the Game Pass, you always got something to play. I recently started playing Plague's Tale. It's actually pretty good.
But no first.
You're talking about the exclusive though.
Yeah,
no, you're wrong. You're not wrong.
No first parties, nothing, bro. This is an L. Definitely an L.
Phil, come on, man. I'm trying to help you out, man.
Exactly.
PlayStation don't got no games. Xbox don't got no games. Fucking what's going on, man? It sucks though. I tell you this much. I wonder because you remember was it the last show? There was a rumor that was on Reddit. A dude had claimed he's working on the game, and he said the flight was really rough and like there's still a lot of bugs and glitches in the game. And then literally a week later, we get a delay for this game, and they said they wanted to focus on the polish. So it makes me wonder if that rumor was actually true. This guy actually got some hands on time.
Yeah, what was it? One of those other game journalists, I forgot their name. They're like usually they know a lot of like the game leaks and stuff like that. They confirmed and said it was legit. Like they were able to verify the person. So yeah, apparently it was legit. It makes sense too because there was like rumblings going on that basically it was in like a cyberpunk state, and they were just like, we cannot afford to drop like essentially like imagine like cyberpunk state but with the Bethesda tag on it. So it's probably gonna be 10 times worse than that. Like yeah, it just was not ready.
In a while.
It was not good state. Not good state at all. Yeah, you would have definitely uninstalled it. I feel like it definitely would have been an uninstall.
Hey, they put in the press release they wanted to focus on polish, so that actually puts them on the clock. So when the game, but the thing is, when the game comes out, they're notorious for having bugs and glitches. That game better work. It better work because I'm telling you right now, people, all those negative ass YouTube channels that thrive on this type of stuff, they're gonna screenshot that and they're gonna have a field day and they're gonna be like, oh look, they delayed to say they polished it, but look at, I'm falling through the map. I'm falling through the map, bro.
They're gonna find all those clips. I'm falling through the map. Look, the AI's not working. Oh, look, my ship just blew up in space out of nowhere.
Kroby Cat coming out of retirement.
Yep, Kroby Cat probably smirking, rubbing his hands right now.
I love him,
when he saw delay, like, excellent.
I miss that guy, man. He's a legend. Or girl, I don't know what the fuck. Whoever run that channel.
There haven't been enough gains for him to, or him or her to talk about, this terrible. So, because 2022 has been bad. So, nothing to really talk about, make videos for.
It is what it is. So that's the first delay. We got confirmation the Dead Space remake is confirmed to drop January 27, 2023. It'll be coming to PC, PS5, and the Xbox Series X/S. They said we're making great progress on our road to hitting the alpha, and we can't wait for players both old and new to see how we've elevated the original experience in the remake to be just as impactful for this generation. How we feeling about this? We excited? Dead Space remake?
I'm gonna get it for free.
Where are you getting it from?
Oh, dang. All right.
What you mean?
Who your plug?
You know I got the plug. What you talking about? That's an EA game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. We're EA Shields. Hello.
I'm a game journalist now. Okay. Like,
sure. Oh, so you don't take free stuff. Okay, got it.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, here's another defense in my case, right? My Millennia gameplay was bad because I'm a game journalist now, so I get the ultimate defense.
Oh, wow.
I can't be good at games, guys. I can't be good at games. That's right. Y'all niggas can't beat me. I stay with it.
No shot. That's actually a good argument. You should have brought that up. We would have actually given it to you.
It's too late now.
I just realized I'm a game journalist.
You brought that up. Yeah, you might have got out. You can do that for your appeal. Bring that for your appeal and probation.
Nah, we gotta put Ace on the trial now.
Oh no, Ace definitely gonna be on trial. He definitely sold.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Ace has a mystery. I'm only bringing this up because I know this is gonna make this man mad. He gonna listen to this in his new Tesla.
Ace is mad. He's probably there right now. He's there right now, sitting in his seat, mad as hell, waiting for that shit to charge up.
Ooh, Ace, when you hear this, I wish you could see your face.
Better make your Tesla take a screenshot right now.
Oh shit, man! That man, we don't know, man. This man said he beat the game off stream, and he didn't beat Millennia. Mystery playthrough alert! Mystery playthrough alert!
Doesn't count. The rule was if you don't beat Millennia, you did not beat Elden Ring. That's the rule. He established.
Even Chaos. Was like, man, after that trial, he was like, damn, I gotta go do it.
Say what you want. I'm in a 30%, baby.
At least you beat it.
So yeah, that's the remake. Death Stranding 2 has been pseudo confirmed. So the dude who plays the main character from fucking, I don't know his name, the one from The Walking Dead.
Norman Reedus.
Yeah, Norman Reedus. Yeah, he basically spilled the beans that he was working on it. And then Hideo Kojima replied and he told him basically shut up, like chill out or whatever.
You know the little black kid with the chef, shut up, my nigga, shut up.
Yeah. That's not exactly what he said. He actually said, go to your private room, my friend. So like people are like, oh, it's basically shut up. He basically confirmed that they're working on it. I didn't play it. Were you guys a fan of this game?
I wish it was a Netflix series.
I was talking to I think Siggy about this the other day. It's interesting how like this was one of like from a video game standpoint, this is one of the most boring games I've ever played, right? But I find it funny how like people are just ignoring it now and they're like, oh, this game was freaking great. Like just talking about the story. I'm like, but it's a video game. Like if you wanted the story, like this should have been something else. I don't think that this should have been a video game. So I just find it hilarious now how like people are like trying to like backtrack in regard this to the freaking masterpiece when it was literally like I can't accept one person that really thought that this was a good video game from a technical standpoint. It was not. It's one of the most boring games ever. So why do I want to see a number 2 if it's going to be similar to this?
Maybe they'll improve it. You know, it's not boring.
What's interesting is people seem to either like really love this game or like they just don't. Like they just don't like it at all. There's no in between about this game. That's interesting.
I think the Hideo Kojima gets he gets that untouchable, like he can't do wrong type of standpoint, and I think that's where a lot of people stand with him. They're like, I don't care what this game, you know, he could just have somebody in the room just doing nothing, and it's great because it's Hideo. Like I think that he's on that type of time right now, and I don't think that he should, you know, I think everybody should be accountable and everybody can have L. So I think that this game was definitely an L from a video game standpoint.
Why is Namor trending on Twitter? It's about the Black Panther movie. Huh. They said
that we've heard nothing about.
Yeah, that's definitely not coming out. That's definitely not.
They said they're retconning his origin story. I wonder if they're gonna make him a mutant because I think that's what they changed it to.
I told you, JG, this movie's never coming out, man.
I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do with this movie.
Bro, that movie is scuff.
Oof. Good luck, Marvel. You guys are kind of struggling right now.
Yeah. Shout out to the blacks.
Greedfall 2, huh? That got confirmed. Greedfall. Anybody? I've heard that.
I played a little bit of Greedfall.
It
was fun. I didn't beat it though. I played it because it was on Game Pass. I played it for like a couple hours, and I was like, this is fun. I got to come back to this. But it was a little unpolished a little bit. But I like the combat system and stuff. I thought that was cool. So.
I've heard.
I'll try it.
It's one of those things. It's like it's another long RPG, so I just never got around to playing it. I was like,
yeah, it's long. It's definitely a long game.
That's what she said. Mafia 4 is confirmed to be worked on. Where you guys want to see? You want to see it go to the future, past, present day? More black people.
Yeah, just say with black people. That'd be great.
Do the Detroit Mafia. That would be gas.
I hope they don't. I don't care if he's black or not. I just hope they don't do another Italian game. You could do the Irish Mafia. You can do a cartel if you want. Like just do some different type of crime family.
Just don't do the same family that they've done for the last like trilogy.
Yeah, we get it. Paulie and Luigi are beefing. We get it.
That's interesting. I don't know anything about the Detroit Mafia. They could do the KC Mafia too.
You talking about BMF?
Oh, you talking about? Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, Black Mafia fan.
Yeah, TV show. What you talking
about? Get 50 Cent.
Big Meech. Larry Hoover. What's this guy talking about, boy? You're 21% flaring up.
I know.
Lil Meech just got in trouble, boy. Free my man, Lil Meech. Whatever he did, I'll just play it. That nigga guilty. Lock him up. Anyway, let's see.
Big Meech. Yeah.
Leading conversations. Multiverses. It is the new platforming brawler fighting game from from Warner Bros. That stars all their intellectual properties. Let me pull up this roster. It's pretty much a direct competitor to Smash Bros. They recently just released their alpha to the public. I got some hands-on time with it. Did you guys get hands-on time with it?
I did get to play it, yes. Okay,
cool. So for those unaware, like at first eye glance, like if you look at the eye test, it looks exactly like Smash Bros. With Bugs Bunny and like Batman and stuff. But like, I'll tell you the differences. So like, there's definitely more of an emphasis on 2v2 versus 1v1s. I'd go as far as to say 1v1s are kind of weird because the game is like, it's more floatier, but also each character has certain mechanics that benefit their teammate. So you're encouraged to work as a team in combat. So the 2v2 is a lot more fun in my opinion. Off-stage play is much more prevalent here. So every character has good stage recovery from what I've seen, but then also you can touch the side of the stage and you can infinite jump to the top. But I mean, obviously that's risky because somebody could just down A you or whatever. But I think that's pretty cool that stage recovery is not like, you don't have to worry about certain characters. It really comes down to which characters fighting mechanics you like more. the online, it has rollback netcode from my understanding. So like it's in alpha, shit runs buttery smooth. I had no issues getting into matches, playing matches. It was a lot of fun, fully voice acted. WB has a roster. If you're listening to the podcast and you're unfamiliar with I mean, you know what WB is, but like if take the time to actually look up and see all the different properties that Warner Bros owns, you'll be astounded. So like they have the star power, because in my opinion, that was one of the things that like all these other Smash clones were missing. Like Brawlhalla is cool mechanically, and like they've had some guest characters here and there, but it's not the same as like Smash Bros. I think Warner Bros actually and Nickelodeon had a chance. They had the star power, but the game sucked. But I feel like this might be the first true threat to Super Smash Bros. How you feeling about this, Jay?
When I played the game, like I was actually I was surprised like how well did it play. Like it was definitely smooth, like you said. We occurred, a couple of little hiccups here and there, but I think the overall experience so far from the tech test, it was actually really nice. You already mentioned the recovery elements, and me, I'm typically not like an edge player in Smash Brothers, but I definitely felt a little bit more comfortable like playing the edge game on this one, and it definitely it benefits you a lot to play the edge game. I also like how in the air, like you have a lot more options in the air. Like you can dodge twice, you can double jump, you can do 2 moves in the air. So I like how they took the time to see, hey, what is Smash Brothers doing compared to us, and let's add on to it to give a lot more options in the air. The character selection, you already mentioned it before, like the IPs that Warner Brothers has, it's a really good chance that like some dope characters can come to this game. They actually do have a lot of characters that they can potentially put in this game. Like this game could be very, very expansive. So just the possibility of that is dope. Obviously there are some characters right now that you can play with that are better than others, and his take priority, like Taz, for example. He was definitely a problem when I was playing with him. I was dunking people, and then when I actually played against him, I was like, dang, this sucks. That's just some of the moves taking priority.
Am I a cheater?
But there are always going to be those characters that are stronger than others, so it's tier list stuff. So they'll figure that stuff out. And also occurred like a weird glitch where like I got hit and I couldn't jump, like I couldn't do anything in the air, so I was just dying when I got hit. So it was like weird. So little bugs here and there, but again, it's a tech test, so I'm not putting too much emphasis on that. But I think overall, like, it's a nice party brawler. And again, just thinking about like some of the characters that they could potentially put in this game, like that's what really has me excited to see where this game's gonna go. But I think from a technical standpoint, this game feels really, really good, and I think that it definitely does have the potential to like really get in line with the FGC and become one of those like premier titles, especially since it seemed like for Evo, for example, like Smash Brothers is kind of like dying out, and it's not going to be in this year's Evo. So this game could replace it.
Nintendo don't want it there.
Yeah, they low-key,
and Warner Bros is
really
going pro community. It's gonna be an Evo this year.
I was just about to say that Warner Brothers, if they really listen to the community and let the FGC embrace them in this, I think it'll be dope. It'll definitely had a potential to be up there. So I'm very, very excited about that. But yeah, this game feels good. I really like it so far.
I would go as far as to say is it feels more like a traditional fighting game. Like it's somewhere between Smash Bros and a fighting game. It's not quite full-blown fighting game, but it's not Smash Bros. It's more technical in my opinion. Because when I first hopped on it, I was just trying to play it like it was Smash. And then when we was playing the 2v2s, like I remember there was one moment where like Chaos like volleyed an enemy character in the air, and then like I spiked him with my sword or whatever. I was like, I get it. And then like I stopped rushing in so much and like started playing a little bit more patient. Like I felt like I had to think more when I played this game compared to like Smash Bros. Like once you understand all the characters and which counter each, Smash Bros is a lot of just instinct and going with the flow. Like I felt it was a little bit more strategic. So I feel like they're doing something different with the genre that it makes them stand out. And I was like, Smash Bros will never die. But I was like, we might have a true competitor finally after all these years. What about you, Ethos?
I'm not a Smash Bros person. Never have been. I'm not really that good at it. probably one of the games I'm just not good at fighting games that well. So when I first started playing it, I kind of was mad about it. I kind of was like, yeah, this feels like Smash Bros to me. So just But then I spent more time on it the next day, and I did some dueling with JoJo, and JoJo's the same way. He doesn't like Smash Bros either, and we actually were winning games. I was actually very surprised. And then like kind of like what you said, like it started to click. Like it's not like Smash Bros. It's like from a base level, you could say, oh, it's just Smash Bros. But there's a lot of like mechanical things. Like when you read the movesets, I scanned it and I read it, and I think that's the thing. I've always felt like Smash Bros has had a terrible sort of onboarding system of like kind of as if like if you didn't play the games before, or you weren't like a sweat growing up with the games, you kind of feel like a fish out of water a lot of times, especially with like Ultimate. This game, I felt like I went into it like barely understanding it, and then like by just like reading the material and like doing the lab and stuff like that, and trying their advanced tutorial, like there's a lot of good onboarding here. Like I was able to understand how to play like everything from like Arya Stark all the way to Batman to like Shaggy. Like, and I understood, like, I was like, oh, okay, kind of what you said. Like, oh, I see where the teamwork aspect comes from. Like, and like Wonder Woman's really good at that, of like, you know, volleying up stuff for her teammates and protecting her teammates and creating opportunities for your teammates. So I do like that. There's more of an emphasis on like the teamwork that I feel like Smash Bros kind of has that whole like kind of solo thing going on. You're not really getting a lot of that, like, oh, I juggle a guy and I hand him off to you, then you juggle him back, and then, you know, like kind of that like sort of DMC type of style that I think like this game like introduces and has. So I like it. I actually went from like kind of not caring about it to actually enjoying it. So I guess that's a dub in my book.
Yeah, I remember there was one moment where I was getting double teamed, and was it Chaos was on like the other side of the map, and he was playing Wonder Woman, and then he used his lasso to pull me back, and I stopped taking damage, and I was able to reset and then join the fight with him. I was like, oh, that's one of those moments like I was like, okay, I was like, yeah, this is kind of fire. Like I was like, this is different instead of just getting your ass beat. I'm liking it. And then also there's a lot of, it seems like even in the alpha there's a good amount of content, and there's options to drop plenty of more content with their little pass that they have. It's fully voice acted. There's a lot of funny lines between all the different characters. Like you never realize how much that stuff matters until you don't have it, like with the Nickelodeon game. So I was like, it doesn't feel like a cash grab. It feels like they're actually trying to make a good game.
It feels like they cared.
Yeah, it felt like they
really cared when they made this. Like, it wasn't like a Nicktoons type of thing where it was like, you know, very sloppy. There's things I felt like was missing out of the game. Technical wasn't like up to par. But like this one feels like they took time. They built a strong foundation for the game. They paid attention to the mechanics. They didn't just straight up like, we're just gonna copy Smash Bros and call it a day. Like they went a step further. They were like, all right, let's use Smash Bros as the foundation, and then like make our own twist on it to make it actually unique.
You know what I would call this? This is like when you have when a game features certain types of mechanics, we refer to it as a Soulsborne game, right? Like and obviously that came from, you know, the Dark Souls, Elden Rings games or whatever. But then you have games like Neo, as well as a bunch of others that we were still referred to as like Souls. It became a genre. It's like a double word or whatever. And I feel like the term party platformer has been used for the longest and like as a genre, but like there was nothing else in the genre worth really holding that title. Maybe Brawlhalla, like it's kind of had like its little niche, but it never really
Rivals
at Aether, that was a thing, but like that was very niche. Like
it was.
I feel like what I'm trying to say is this has the potential to be the Neo of party brawlers, like something alternative to Smash Bros, like a true competitor. It feels like.
And you know what's crazy? They can put Neo in here. That's the crazy part.
They own him.
Because WB's owns Matrix, right? So like they can get Matrix, they can get Neo, they can get Trinity,
they can get the Ranger.
Yeah, they can get the Ranger. Oh yeah, they can get the Ranger from Shadow of Mordor too. Yeah, that's wow. They can get the Lord of Rings dudes. I wanted Iron Giant, and so they revealed him. So I lost my mind when I saw that, because that's like that was my childhood in like 5 seconds right there, seeing like Iron Giant with Superman. So like I was sold right there when I saw that. So they honestly, it's like what you said. The problem that a lot of these other competitors had was like outside of Nicktoons, because they had like Avatar and stuff, was that they like a lot of the original IP ones that were like cool from a mechanical standpoint, they just didn't have, you know, something that got like the casual excited for it. It was really just for like the hardcore Smash Bros players. But this is like, you don't need to be that, like, it's so casual that like I can show this to like my parents and they could visually see this and be like, oh, that's da-da-da. Oh, I know, that's Bugs Bunny, you know, right? And they'll be like, oh, that looks cool, because there's so many relatable characters that like multiple spans of like ages and groups like can recognize right away.
You know, it's funny.
So yeah,
you're proving my point that I brought up in the last podcast when we were talking about Overwatch 2. And I said that like people try to act like it doesn't matter, appealing to casuals, passing the eye test. I was like, you're actually proving my point. Like, this game passes the eye test. Like, you can
100%.
visually see, oh, it's like Smash Bros, but like, oh, Shaggy, Batman, Superman,
Shaggy,
this is fucking cool. Like, that gets people excited. Yeah, that's a thing. And I think they did a good job of kind of sucking people in, and then actually when you play it, it's like, oh, this game is actually pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, and it's been positive across the board. I haven't seen anybody like say this was terrible. Like, everybody I've seen has been like, oh my god, this is actually really, really good, and like people have been playing it nonstop. So yeah, I'd effectively say, yeah, Smash Bros has issues, as long as or not issues. Smash Bros has actual competitor. Like, I don't know what they're doing.
Free to play, cross play, rollback netcode,
Smash,
better netcode than Smash.
Well, here's the thing: you got to pay $60, and the netcode's terrible. And on top of that, you got to pay for the DLC characters. So like, if this is all free to play and it's on multi-platform, so you can play it on
keep in mind you got to pay for Nintendo's online. If you're playing on PC, it's free. Totally.
Yeah, you play it for free. So this makes it easier for grassroots competition, because now like a local one doesn't have to pay $60 a copy and switches. They could just bring in their consoles, their PS4s, they can bring in their PS5, they bring in their PCs. They just install the game and bam, like you're gonna have grassroots tournaments stupid fast. So yeah, and they have crossplay. So it doesn't matter which platforms you have. Like, you can have everybody playing against each other. So it's like literally perfect. Like, yeah, they've nailed all the marketing point. They've nailed all the technical. Like you said, the netcode's way better. I've only had like 2 games where like I actually like felt lag like pretty badly for like a millisecond, where I fell off a map because of lag, but totally fixable. The art style is phenomenal. The roster's good. The moveset. Oh, that's what I love too. The detail. Oh my god, this is me as a developer. I was mind blown. So JoJo's playing Velma, and I didn't know this. I retweeted on Twitter, but like when you do the down B for Velma, she loses her glasses, and literally it blurs the screen for you as Velma. And like, that's the type of shit where I'm like, bro, I'm like, the level of, you could tell they cared, like what you said. They cared, because all the attacks have some sort of callback or some sort of like reference to their actual show. And like how like Shaggy will call you like the Cape Crusader, or like Velma being a detective and Batman being detective on the same team. They have cool like banter with each other, like just stuff like that. Like, they cared. They took the time to go the extra mile. So yeah, shoot, this could be literally like one of the coolest, whatever you want to call it, party platform brawler fighting games. I don't know, whatever we'll call it.
This game made me realize, like, I finally understand what Elmer Fudd goes through, because that nigga Bugs Bunny is annoying as shit, bro.
Oh,
when I was fighting him, he kept hitting me with all them Looney Tune weights and shit. I'm like, fuck Bugs, bro.
And then he threw a vault through a tunnel, and I said, what is happening?
I was like, I understand. At 31, I understand what Elmer Fudd went through.
And Roadrunner. I was like, God, I feel like Roadrunner right now, bro. I'm just getting the shit.
That dude,
my man's was down bad. Bro, do y'all realize that Warner Brothers has House Party and Friday on their roster?
Yeah, they could get
that's some crazy shit that they could do, bro. You get Craig and Smokey for Friday.
Someone photoshopped Gus from Breaking Bad and put him in the roster. It was totally fake, but it looked like you belong there. So it's like, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, I think Harry Potter could technically, because they have the film rights for it, they could get, because it times with the Harry Potter film. You know, they announced Harry's gonna be in the game, Hermione's gonna be in the game. Like, you could pull in so many different like cultural references in this. LeBron James is gonna be in the game. I bet you LeBron.
Oh, there's no way he's not gonna be in the game. There's no way.
If he's in the game, then you grab the sports.
Matter of fact, I just go. When does this game come out?
This year. They just said this year.
I would not be surprised if they announced LeBron James around the time of the DVD, like the Blu-ray dropping or something like that.
Yeah, or like Evo comes out and they announce
Space Jam too. Yeah. But I was gonna say, it's funny you brought up House Party, because I looked it up. I forgot the name of the 2 dudes from House Party, but I could see them being like the Ice Climber characters in the game. That shit would be fucking funny.
Man.
You get both of them as one. That shit, and they dancing around it. That shit would be fucking funny, bro.
They own everything on Adult Swim too. So Rick and Morty's definitely going to be in it. Samurai Jack could be in it.
Oh, easy. Easy.
Oh, man. Dexter could be in it. Ed, Edd and Eddie could be in it. Foster could be in it from Foster's Home. Bruh. Johnny Bravo could be in it.
Stuff, yo.
Megas XLR. Powerpuff Girls can be this. Nah, bro. They should go crazy. No, they put all of them in the game. Nah, it's going to be over.
And think about every time they announce like a new character on Smash Bros. They can keep doing that with events, and it's going to generate hype for the game. Like, they low-key have I feel like they have to try to fumble the bag.
They could put the Turtles in this. They have the film rights for the
Turtles.
They could put the Turtles in this. They could put Friday. They could put Freddy from Friday in it. Oh my god. Beetlejuice could be in it. Blade Runner can be. Oh my god.
The Mask could be in it.
The Mask can be in it.
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers.
I need that Austin Powers DLC. I need that.
Thundercats can be in this. Bro, nah, this is crazy. The hop, yeah. Oh, the Hangover. Oh, wow.
And judging by
Mortal
the way that
Kombat
they're
could
launching
be
the
in
game,
this.
I think this is
They
gonna
could
be.
be
missing it, yeah.
I don't think we're gonna get a Multiversus too. This looks like they're taking the live
This is
service
it.
route. So like they're
So the
just gonna
question
keep
is,
dropping characters.
How long before Disney hires somebody to make a Marvel version of this? How long do you think it's gonna take for Disney does their version of this?
I don't know if I would care.
You don't think that you'd care if they had all the
So
X-Men, all the Marvel?
Okay. One of the reasons why Smash Bros. And Multiverses works is because it's such dumb. It's so fucking goofy. It's fun, right? Like matter of fact, you remember the original Smash Bros. Commercial that came on TV where they were frolicking in the flowers and then Yoshi pulled out the hammer and hit like Mario or
beat the
something.
crap out of them.
Yeah. Like it's goofy. It's fun. I don't know if
Disney would do that. That sounds like perfectly Disney. That sounds like Disney stuff. Like
who would be?
cheesy
Okay, you got
fun.
the Marvel characters, but they're really serious,
All
so it doesn't
Marvel.
hit the same.
Well, no, I think it's
Star Wars
like
characters are very
Spider-Man,
serious.
All the Star Wars characters, Kingdom Hearts. They throw all the Kingdom Hearts. Sora is gonna be in it. Donald, Goofy, everybody in Kingdom Hearts can be in that. All the Disney, all the Marvel characters, all the Star Wars characters, all like Daredevil. You're gonna tell me you see Daredevil? Like it'll feel like Marvel vs. Capcom all over again. Like you'll feel like that vibe of like, but without the Capcom people. But you know, like you get what I'm saying, right? Like all that.
I think a
feeling
more
you had,
traditional
like that.
fighter would work better. Something akin to what's NetherRealm's joint? Fucking.
Talking about Justice?
Yeah, Injustice. Something akin to a Justice with Marvel characters and like Disney characters. It can be like I think that would work better compared to like a party platformer.
Who knows? I'm just saying, if this gets popular, if this like makes a lot of noise, I guarantee you Disney will be like, why are we doing that? It'll probably happen. I just want to see Friday. I'm telling you, man, if we get Debo, I'm gonna lose my mind, dog. If Debo
DLC. That has a ring to it. Debo.
Oh, you know who else? They own Rush Hour. They could
True.
get Jackie Chan and Chris.
Or Jackie Chan Adventures with the talismans.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
they
Oh, yeah.
could.
One more thing,
One more thing,
Jackie.
Jackie. Oh, yo, this could be crazy. Yeah. Final Destination, Barbershop, Blade is a franchise.
Barbershop.
Hey, it's
You're gonna fight Cedric the Entertainer?
It's on this list.
You gonna fight with Cedric the Entertainer? That's great.
Harold and Kumar, The Mask. Yeah, this.
They said that's a powerful company right there.
And you know what's crazy too? Warner Bros has a Japanese branch, so they have Japanese franchises. They own JoJo's, so they own JoJo's and they own Mob Psycho, so they could throw anime motherfuckers in there too. Yeah, this is terrifying. If I was, I'm not gonna lie. If I was, was it Sakurai? If I was Sakurai right now, I'd be kind of sweating. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be
Switch
like,
kind of dry right now too.
Yeah,
I'm
Switch
not
is
really
dry.
talking about it.
and your online ain't as good. Like, oh man, you're gonna have to do a lot to keep people on Smash Bros. After this. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a compelling argument.
I think there's no doubt in my mind this game is going to find success. I'm just curious to see how successful it will
How
be.
successful,
and
it'll
then
be, yeah.
also I'm curious to see, will this affect the hype around Smash Bros. When they're ready to announce a new character? Will people care as much?
Right, yeah, because that's been the main thing. Well, who are they gonna invite? Who are they gonna invite? But it's like, well, what if Multiverses, does a collab and gets them first? You never know.
Because companies go where the money goes. Because we never thought we would see Solid Snake and Smash Bros. That was they let them borrow them. So I mean, if the money's right, companies will throw their character into a game.
They might throw Master Chief in this. They might just be like, hey, let's just get him because people thought he was going to be in Smash and it didn't happen. So maybe they'd be like,
just
hey,
mention
come on
Paramount
over
Plus
here.
on the screen or something.
Yeah. Hey, just mention our Halo TV series and we'll throw him in there and let you have Master Chief.
It'll be the Master Chief without his helmet having sex.
Oh
and
my
shit.
God, please.
And so then
God,
when you go to
no.
look at when you go to his character select screen, they bring it up. This is not Master Chief from the games. This is from the show. And he likes to have sex.
And Down B, he's just like fucking the floor.
That shit is fucking great. So keep an eye out for Multiverses, man. If you guys can get your hands on the beta, definitely try it out. It's really dope.
Definitely a banger.
Game that's still in the conversation. Apex Legends Season 13 dropped. New character. His name is Newcastle. Defensive character. He carries around a shield that he can drop. That's his ultimate. Kind of gives you a shield, sort of like Ramparts, where it'll cover you, but then like he has the ability to pick people up and drag them, and it gives them a shield as well. And then there's also map changes to ranked. It's harder to score. How are we feeling about this, Jay? I saw you was going crazy yesterday with Chaos.
Yeah, I would like to again walk back what I was saying additionally about Stormpoint. Stormpoint still fucking sucks. I'm sorry.
That shit's ass.
Stormpoint still sucks.
Yeah, I hate that map.
Yeah,
we skip it. We go to
whatever
arenas.
Exactly. Whatever changes that they made, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I do like Newcastle. Castle definitely putting in work with them. And some of the little changes that they made, like putting Spitfire back on the floor and putting the R99 in the little machine or whatever the hell it's called. I forgot. So those are interesting. But Apex is still Apex. It's like riding a bike. I came back to it and I was still clowning. So it is what it is. But this mobile. This mobile though, I heard y'all boys.
Hold on, can Ethos share his opinion before we get to that? God damn, bro.
Go ahead, my bad.
What you think of season 13?
I think the champion, what is it called? A champion or hero? I forgot the name.
Who cares?
His legend is cool. Another black man.
Yeah.
Always, we love to see it. I think he's cool. I actually think he's pretty good. He's actually balanced pretty well. I don't think he's too strong, and I don't think he's too weak. I'd say he's like an A right now on my rank tier list. I think he's very situational, but when you have him at the right time, he's been fantastic, and he's saved me from many fights and has done some cool stuff. I like his mechanics. I don't think he needs a nerf or anything right now. I know some people screamed about Lifeline being dead. I don't think this kills Lifeline. I think Lifeline has her own little niche that still I think he doesn't cancel her out. I will say, other than that, everything else is ass. I don't like the map. I still don't like the map, and I hate ranked. I went from indifferent to ranked to now I hate it. I played ranked literally for the 3 weeks straight. I played it with multiple people, and I've just come to the conclusion that those rank changes are ass, and they need to change it to something else.
Let me pull them back up. Apex.
It takes. I'm talking about. We are in a bronze. I'm bronze 4. I was playing literally with DX, and I was playing with...
There's a new rank too, rookie, below bronze.
Yes. So I started in rookie. So it reset me and put me in rookie, and it put a lot of other people in the rookie. So it hard reset a lot of people. And so then when so you have to get out of the dirt. But the problem is, I don't know why this is the case. I'm getting put in lobbies with diamonds and predators. In a rookie? Bronze 4 lobby. Bronze. I'm a bronze 4. I went from rookie and I got all the way up to, by grinding my ass off, I got to bronze 4. And once I got to bronze 4, I'm talking about every lobby. Half of the lobby's full of diamonds and preds. I said, I'm a bronze. Why is this happening? Like, either the MMR is fucked, either I'm not supposed to be in this rank and I should be higher, and it's throwing me these high queues. I just don't like the skill-based matchmaking. I think that shit is it's terrible right now. I don't enjoy it. I can't have fun. I gotta sweat.
There's tiered emotions now.
There's tiered emotions. You lose too much, they just straight up like knock you down. We're sweating our asses off, bro. Every game. I can't even think of the last time I played a game where we just steamrolled everybody. Like, it was like fun. Like, I've played a bunch of games where bronze, you have a kind of feeling where like people are barely understanding how to use their thumbs in bronze. And it feels like in this bronze for Apex, I've never felt this in any other sort of ranked game. In this game specifically, it's just like I'm fighting literal gods and demigods. I'm fighting like Kratos and all his family members in every single match I play. And I'm just so tired of it. I can't have fun in ranked. And it's like this in pubs too. I play with diamonds and predators also in pubs. So I'm not having fun either way. I don't know.
Just
if I
need curiosity, because you have been playing more than usual. Were you playing on your Steam Deck?
No, I played on both. So when the season first came out, I was playing on Steam Deck. But when we were playing rank, I played every bit of rank on my PC, like every single time. And it was terrible. I did not enjoy it at all. I just do not have fun playing.
It's the changes they made to the point system. It's harder to score, and you score less
hard.
points.
No, this is the worst case. Even as Siggy, literally, we will drop down off rip. We killed 2 teams. Guess how much RP we got? And then we died. We got rushed by 4 teams, and we took 3 out of the 4 teams out. Guess how much RP we got for that?
What?
Take a wild guess. Just take a guess.
20?
No. 5. 5 RP. We're killing literally. 5. Yes, we got 5 RP for wiping out at least 3 squads of 3 people. So you can imagine, like, between all of us, we got at least, I think, like 8 to 9 kills between all of my entire squad. I swear to God. And again, we got killed because then a 5th teamed us, and then we died. And then I was like, okay, well, at least we got some points. We looked at the board. I went up 5 points. I said, there's no fucking way, dog. I almost quit.
That literally you gonna earn them points this season.
Yeah. Apparently, like, the way they changed it now, like, you don't get rewarded if you don't work as a team, which we were doing, but you don't get rewarded for getting kills off rip, like barely anything. You only get rewarded after you reach the top 10. So it doesn't encourage people engaging people. It encourages everybody to hide. Yeah, it encourages people hiding.
So I'm glad I'm not crazy, because I remember when I read the notes,
terrible.
I was like, this sounds like it's gonna make people camp more. That's crazy.
They just camp. They either jump into a spot originally and people just jump you as fast as humanly can, or they just run away. They run to the edges of the map and they just camp out and they just wait until they get to top 10. Then when they get to top 10, this is literally everyone does. They go to a radio tower, they use the recon shit, they find out where the final circle is, they find the high point, and they just camp it and they just stay there the whole game. That's why, like, on Stormpoint, I barely hear anybody shooting because no one wants to shoot.
This is one of those things where, like, I would have liked to them, because when they released the patch notes and they said they were making changes to rank, and maybe I'm wrong, there could have been, I could have missed it. Correct me if I'm wrong, comment section. But I would have liked to seen a video of them actually explaining and articulating why they made these changes to rank. Because from my understanding, it's not just you. Nobody really seems to like these changes to rank right now.
Who asked for this?
Like, what was the thought process behind why'd you do this?
Apparently, the idea behind it was that they didn't like solo. Like, they said the game is supposed to be team-based, and they changed it because they wanted to be like, solos couldn't just go into rank and just like basically pub stomp and murder a bunch of people and then walk out, even if they like, basically they'd be very aggressive, they'd kill people early on, and then they wouldn't care about dying because they would just get a lot of points just by killing people. So they're just trying to rush. They wanted to be more tactical. But I'm like, this, like, I like the idea of teamwork being rewarded, but to punish people early on in the game for like having to fight because your game sucks, the sound sucks, so everybody rushes the faintest sound of a gunshot.
Also, that's not fair to people who do play solo, because that implies that people who play, every person who plays solo has
they're basically saying
intent.
You're finds people. Yes, they're basically telling
like some people play solo because they don't have anybody to play with. Like,
well, that's what Apex, they said their philosophy of the game, which is true. They said from the get-go it was always supposed to be a team-oriented game, which, yes, this is true. From the get-go, they always say it was
change that.
You
can't change it 13 seasons in, though.
That's what I'm saying. You can't do that, bro. You cannot just do a hard switch like this. You should slowly, like, it's like the mouse trap, the training like the mouse, right? Like with the electric cage, right? Like, you give it a treat by making it like do the certain task it needs to. You slowly condition us towards this new play style. You don't just, I'm just gonna flip the table and make you play a new, like, we're playing chess, fuck it, I flipped the table, now we're playing checkers. That's literally what it feels like, and I just do not like it. It's terrible, man. I don't know what y'all was smoking up in Respawn for that, bro, but y'all got to put it down, and honestly, I'd want y'all to revert it.
Take it out back.
Take it out back. This is not a we can fix it. I think y'all should just revert the change for Ring. I don't think nobody likes this shit.
That's crazy.
That's just my opinion.
Wow.
I haven't touched Rank this season because I haven't really had the time. I did get to play Newcastle a little bit. He's cool. I like the changes. Like, I agree with him. He seems balanced. I still don't like the
you're not rewarded.
The Amazon map, whatever was
They're forcing us to play Stormpoint for the first 2 weeks. They forced us to play that map, bro. No like fucking switch-ups. You gonna play that shit. And I was like, bro, and then Arenas is bad too. Arenas is a skill-based matchmaking is ass too, bro. There's nothing fun about Apex.
I got a solution for you though, Ethos. You know why I haven't been playing a lot of Apex on PC? I've been playing, so they just recently released the mobile version of Apex Legends, and I've been going fucking crazy on that shit, bro. I was playing this morning. I did like a 3-hour session. I'm not gonna lie. During this podcast, don't be surprised if you see Apex mobile gameplay, because I'm actually working on a video. So like, I was going crazy in them lobbies, bro. It actually plays differently, so it's more faster paced. First of all, it runs better than the Switch version. I don't know how the hell that happened. It looks good. I mean, there's texture pop-ins when you drop down, but I mean, it's mobile. But once you get down there, it's completely fine. But it runs buttery 60 frames per second. I played with the touchscreen controls a few times. It's okay, like it works, but it does take a while to get used to it. But once I found out there was controller support, oh boy, I'm going fucking crazy, boy. Fucking 20, 30, 40, 50 million kills every goddamn lobby.
I do it in Call of Duty.
No, you did it on BlueStacks. I did it for my phone. You used the emulator and you used mouse and keyboard.
That's the same thing. You do the same.
I used what was supported in the game, bro. I connected my Xbox controller to my phone and I lay in the bed and I play.
So you're telling me if I get a Bluetooth keyboard and I plug it into my phone, then it's okay?
Yep. Because it's in the game. Okay. The enhanced hardware on your PC like makes it more smooth or something. I don't know. I may or may have not bought a tripod for my iPad, so I have a bigger screen to play with when I'm laying in the bed. You fuck boys.
Look at this.
And it may or may not be waiting in my Amazon locker after this podcast.
You know what? I'm gonna put BlueStacks on my Steam Deck. I don't want to hear nothing, bro. If I play this on my Steam Deck,
oh no, but no, deadass. Besides the fact that like I'm enjoying it because I'm destroying people because there's a bunch of little kids on the fucking game, but it's faster. Like you can literally like bounce around the map. The movement is different. There's a new character that's exclusive to the game. His name is Fade. Sort of similar to fucking Wraith. I really hope they bring him to the main game. So I have a sneaky suspicion that they're gonna beta test features in the mobile version since they don't have to worry as much about balancing. And then whatever works, they're probably gonna bring it to the main game. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. So there's a new character. His name is Fade. So he has a passive. Whenever he moves around, like I don't know the timing on it. It's between like every 10 to 30 seconds from what I was looking at. He gets a speed boost like randomly. And I'm like, what the hell is the point of this fucking speed boost? So it actually pertains to his tactical. So you get a speed boost when you're running like every few seconds. And then I turned around and I noticed during the speed boost, he leaves shadows on the ground or whatever. He leaves like these little shadow clones or whatever. So the reason for that is he's marking the ground. So when you use his tactical, which on the controller would be LB or whatever is on the mouse and keyboard. So when you use the tactical, you basically go back to that where that shadow is, and I was like, that he uses the void like Wraith. I was like, yeah, that's kind of stupid. I was like, what's the point of that?
He's Tracer and Wraith basically combined.
Yeah, actually, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
it,
I was like, what's the point of this? Then I got into a fight. I dropped somebody, and then I used the ability to go back. I was like, yeah. So he's
does it give your
Tracer.
health back, or is it just your just your position?
No, it just gives you your position back.
Okay.
So I thought that was fire. He's a good assassin, and then his ult, he throws down a AOE void. You could put your teammates in. So basically like a shield, like a cloak, so that can't nobody hit you. I think he's a good character. I like him. He's fun. And then they have some exclusive content in there as well. Not just that character, but
I'm mad the skins are gas too.
The skins are gas. And then they have exclusive game modes. So you can play arena in there. That's not exclusive, but they have TDM in there. And the TDM is fire, bro. I really hope they bring that to the main game. It's not something that I would play like seriously, but it's a good, I can see like TDM being something to hop in when you want to warm up your aim. The way it works is it's the first to 30, and like they start you, it's like the same, they use the same maps as the arenas, maybe like a little bit bigger. And basically they just let you run around and just shoot at each other, bro. And somehow it works. It sounds goofy, but somehow it works. You get unlimited shields. Your shield will auto heal if you're out of combat long enough, like Call of Duty. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, a good way to warm up your aim. And I believe from what I was reading online, they're going to continue to drop exclusive content to the mobile version. So I was like, yo, they got a hit on their hands. The only thing I'll say about the game is it doesn't translate well in terms of the mobile market. What I mean by that is, this is full-blown Apex on your phone, your iPad, or if you have an Android. What's the name? It's a full-blown game, so expect to be in a match for 15 to 30 minutes, which doesn't translate when you're on the move. But if you're at home and you don't have a console, I guess, or you don't have a PC, this is a good vibe. Or you just don't want to turn your shit on, you just want to lay in a bed, this is a good option. It's actually a really good game, and I can see this being big. I can see this eating into PUBG Mobile's market. I can see this being a competitive scene. They just introduced ranked. So I'm about to see, if I can go pred on mobile. But yeah, have y'all got a chance to play Apex Mobile?
Go ahead, JG. You was getting excited.
Oh no, I wasn't excited about it, but no, I did play it. I played a couple matches. I'm not like you guys though. Maybe I need to plug in the controller too and see what I can do, because I'm not a fan of just the mobile movement. Like I just felt like super out of place, and I know that like it's going to be extremely difficult for me to like have fun playing with just the screen and using the mobile controls. But I definitely, one of the first things I saw, I was like, damn, this game like actually looks good, like, and it plays really good. So going back to what TBH said, like, how the heck did they make the mobile version better than the Switch version? Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what they did with the Switch version, but that's pretty much RP now. Now that this mobile version is out, so that's cool. I like that. And I know I have a little bit more fun, like if I do plug in something, because I see T-Baby getting a huge ego boost there, getting dropping 30 bombs, like just beating up on bots and little kids. So
ain't no bots in the game, hater.
Yeah, okay, all right. Ain't no bots. I heard other ones, but
okay.
I think there are some in there, but
you going two podcasts in a row hating on me? That's crazy.
Yeah, we gotta do it now. We gotta do it. But EA is funny though. I wish that they would have had some way to connect your accounts, whatever you're playing on console, or PC or just your EA account, period. Since they didn't, they're still trying to get some, little money up out you. But I see that they added exclusive things, so I think that that's cool. Because if they didn't, like if it was the same old stuff that they had in the regular version, then I would kind of feel some type of way about that. And of course, add another character. So I think that the theory that you're saying that they're going to be doing a lot of testing in the mobile version and then possibly bringing it over to the regular platform version, I think that it might have a little bit more merit to it. But yeah, this game, it feels good though. Like I was pleasantly surprised because I'm not a mobile game person by any stretch of the imagination, but I think that this was good. Like I just think that seeing that it actually plays well, that was a pleasant surprise for me. So it's good. I think that they did a good job with the mobile version. So I'm excited to see like what else that they're going to bring to mobile and then ultimately hopefully trickle up to the platforms.
I think this game is important because I feel like mobile needs those killer apps. This could be one of those games that like I've been saying for the longest that like people are sleeping on mobile gaming. Like it gets a bad rap with stuff like Clash of Clans and what's that shit Siggy likes to play, the mobile game with the console level Raid Shadow Legends. Mobile game with console level graphics, even though it's on PC. Anyways, yeah, like it gets a bad rep because of games like that, but like it has really evolved and like you don't have to play with the touch controls. I think mobile games can do a better job of explaining that it's easy to play with your controller, by the way. All you do is hit the Bluetooth button on your Xbox controller to make it sync, and then it'll connect to your phone. Just go into your settings, make sure it's connected, and then once you're back in the game, just move your analog stick around, you're connected. It literally took me 10 seconds to do. Once they start to do a better job of explaining that to people, and you start to realize you don't actually need a console if you don't want it. You can still find some decent games to play on mobile. Like I'm working on a video for Apex Mobile, but there's also another game I'm playing called Flash Mobile. It's a Smash clone on phone. It's fucking fire. It's actually really good too. Buttery smooth, 60 FPS online, free to play. Check it out. Controller support. Just connect your shit. It works. I was playing that shit in the office at work when I was sitting in between a shoot. Have you gotten a chance to play Apex Mobile, Ethos?
Yeah, I played a couple of games of it. I got a dub, and, some light, nothing too crazy with my thumbs. But it was a fun time. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to plug in a controller, or a keyboard and mouse, and see how if I can drop more kills than TBH died to Millennia. I'm gonna try that out. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun time.
Still beat her.
You did.
Can I hook up my Elite controller? I don't think I can I?
Is that Bluetooth?
Like, is it wireless?
The one with the batteries you gotta have, wireless.
I don't use it wirelessly.
But is it wireless?
That I'm not sure.
This old man don't know how to use this technology.
I don't. I got this trick.
Use Google.
Plug in. Yeah, I'm gonna Google it. I thought you would know since you're the expert on it.
Yeah, TBH, Mr.
What do I know about Google? I use Bing.
No, I'm talking about hooking up your controller through Bluetooth since you be cheating.
Thank you for confirming I use Bing.
Since you cheat on the mobile version.
I'm a martyr. I did it for the cause, bro. What's the name? Kind of going back to Multiverses real quick. I really hope that Nomad doesn't kill it. But anyways,
if Multiverses dies, then I 100% believe the Nomad curse.
You heard it.
Indisputably.
Then I hope it dies.
If it actually dies, like in under a year, I will actually agree. I'll say, yeah, Nomad.
I have to commit to the bit.
Because then I know the curse is real.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so Apex Mobile, it's available on iOS and Android. You can play it on your iPad too. Connect a controller if you don't want to struggle with your hands. Solid mobile title. Mobile titles continue to improve, and don't sleep on them. I keep telling people, especially if you're a content creator, that's where the money's at. That's there's a reason why every YouTuber has a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. It ain't because they like the game, trust me. But anyways, next topic, Trek to Yomi, new 2D side-scrolling samurai themed action beat 'em up game, available on Xbox and PC. Is it on PlayStation? I don't know. Trek to Yomi, I don't know if it's on PC. Let's Google the PlayStation. It is. It's available on PlayStation 4 and 5, so it's literally on everything except for the Switch. What's unique about it is it's completely in black and white, so it has this very unique kind of art style. I think it's a really dope game. I like it. It has a parry system kind of akin to the Arkham series, but in a 2D manner. The way you defend yourself is enemies spawn in front and behind. When you hit the A button, it'll switch your position so you can defend from front or the back. It has like a combo system, so certain attacks only work on certain enemies because some are armored, some have projectile weapons, like they have a blunderbuss, and then they also have bows and arrows and stuff like that. There's duels in it. Very atmospheric game, a revenge story. It gets a little bit deeper, but I don't want to spoil it because the game is short. On average, it's reported it takes people about 5 to 7 hours to beat. And it's also available on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, it's totally free. I like it for what it is. It's simple. It's nothing mind-blowing. But if you need something to play over the weekend that's like quick and you don't want to commit to it, because a lot of these games are commitments, I would say check it out. What about you, Jay?
No, like I'm glad that you recommended this to me, because I played it and I was like, wow, like this game, I thought it was just like a completely like just run like backwards and forwards type of experience, but also like you can run around a little bit too. So I wasn't expecting
2D.5 to be correct. 2D.5.
Yeah,
there's nooks and crannies you can go into that give you collectibles and upgrades on your weapons.
I didn't know what that was called exactly, or I forgot what it was called, but it was cool though. Like I like how like you get to certain areas or secret areas if you explore a little bit, and you can get like certain moves or get upgrades to like your health and your stamina and stuff. I wasn't expecting it to be just sometimes it depends on what enemy it is, but like one shot depending on like how what type of attack that you do. So that was cool. I think that I really got entranced, even though this game has a lot of killing in it. I got entranced by like the actual atmosphere and the music. I think that was like one thing that like stood out for me as I was playing. I was like this feels like sort of soothing in a sense as I was playing it. So I was like, this is cool. Like this is right up my alley. And I wasn't, this game wasn't on my radar at all. And that's how I was playing. I was like, wow, like this game is simple, but it has those, those complex aspects as you start to encounter different enemies and stuff. So like, I really liked it. And, for it being a short game, like I was like, okay, like this is a dope experience for like this type of game. So I think that Devolver, like they did a really good job with this one.
3 things. Thank you, JG, for confirming that I play and beat games. 2, to kind of further elaborate on the combat, it's mainly like a footsies game. There is a combo system there, but there's a couple you have to learn, because like certain enemies have armor that covers their body, so you have to learn how to one-shot them in the face to kill them. But for the most part, you don't have to learn most of the combos. You can just focus on like timing. So it really comes down to like a footsies game. And to further elaborate what you're talking about, like, yeah, you can get one-shotted in the game, but you can pretty much one-shot all the enemies if you time it correctly. It doesn't happen every time, but if your timing is correctly, you can one-shot enemies, and I like that kind of goriness, realistic, almost like Bushido Blade type vibes. And then 3, I just like that it was a short adventure. It was a game that you can get from the beginning to the end in one sitting if you really wanted to. Did you play Trek the Yomi, Ethos? Game Pass guy. Oh, I think we lost Ethos, JG.
Damn. Yeah, Trek the Yomi was too much for him.
Yeah, Trek to Detroit, internet went out. I really hope he did play it whenever he comes back, whenever he fixes damn internet, because he the main one advocating for the Game Pass. Let me find out he ain't playing the biggest game on the Game Pass right now. So yeah, that is Trek to Yomi. Check it out if you have Game Pass. If you don't, on Steam as well as PlayStation and Xbox, I believe it's like $15 to $20. It's not expensive, but that's because it's not a long adventure. All right, moving into what's the name. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take a pause right here so we can figure out where the fuck Ethos is at, because we're moving into the news.
I'm back.
Okay, thank you. He's back. All right, perfect. So
I did not play Trek to Yomi, so I didn't matter.
All right, well, I don't have to edit.
All right. Yeah, don't have to edit.
All right, it is what it is. Moving into the news section of the podcast. Gotham Knights. They recently dropped some gameplay. I believe it was like a 13 to 17 minute demo. Yeah, it was a 13-minute demo where they highlighted gameplay of I was about to say Moon Knight, Nightwing and Red Hood. They showed a little bit of the mission structure, the city, the combat, the movement system that basically went viral on social media. The way Nightwing gets around the city, he basically uses one of those hang gliders from Pilot Wing 64.
From Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite. It's really sad I had to say that.
Yeah.
And then Red Hood is the main one that went viral because he has what's called a mystic jump. So basically, he has. You guys remember Avatar when Toph used to call Aang Twinkle Toes? Red Hood basically has Twinkle Toes, where whenever he jumps in the air, his hose. He probably does have. Red Hood probably does have hose. His toes twinkle blue. His toes twinkle blue, and he floats in the air, and he could just jump around the city infinitely. I don't know. I'm indifferent. I'm gonna play it, but like, am I super excited about it? No, and mainly because like something is just off about this game to me. It's really stiff. And then on top of that, I was a little disappointed in Red Hood's gameplay. I hope we get to see more of that, because all they showcased with his combat was like, people were complaining about the jumping. I'm like, whatever about that. It's a fucking video game. Like, it was the combat that threw me off for Red Hood. Like, so he uses non-lethal bullets. That's okay. Like, he promised Bruce he doesn't want to kill anymore. But I didn't like the fact that all his combos they showcased was just him standing in place, like just shooting the gun. And I'm like, you know, I've seen the Red Hood movie, and I've read a few things. Like, he throws hands. He definitely throws hands. He's much more of a. I knew he was gonna use the guns, but I thought he was gonna fight, and his fighting style was gonna be more of like a brawler. That's
like
the
a
Bible.
gung fu. Like gung fu.
Yeah,
type,
I thought he was gonna be. I thought he was gonna be more of a heavy hitter. He wasn't gonna be like. I thought Nightwing would be like kind of agile, and he would be like the opposite. He'd hit harder, so you could knock people out quicker. Yeah, I thought he's gonna be like the tank class.
Can you tell me, TBH?
Go ahead.
Can you tell me how does somebody use non-lethal rounds and then use an ability called armor piercing?
That's a good question.
Can somebody answer that?
He really does that? I missed that part.
The guy that's voicing over it says, he's using non-lethal rounds while he shoots this person with a gun. And it's like, yeah, okay, so we're supposed to believe that, yeah, okay, non-lethal rounds, okay. Then he says, to beat this bigger, bulkier guy, he's gonna use his ability, armor-piercing rounds, to pierce his armor and shoot him with the bullets.
I think that's really...
Isn't that an oxymoron? Is that gonna like pierce doesn't that not make it non-lethal?
The funny thing is, because they gave him non-lethal rounds, it makes more sense to make him a brawler. Like, put the guns a part of his combo system, but he should be able to fight too, because you might as well. You don't got lethal rounds. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me that he was just doing that.
Out.
Yeah, it looked like he was playing almost like a World of Warcraft character. He was just standing in place and just auto attacking or whatever.
Boring.
Yeah, and it looked boring. And then on top of that, and this is the part I think that really pissed people off, they announced that Gotham Knights will be a next-gen only game, meaning this is exclusive to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. And one thing that I'll say, I own both platforms, but it even rubbed me a little bit of the wrong way. The way they went about it, like, we knew this moment was going to happen where like games had to make that jump in order to push the genre forward. We have to use the best tech. It's just the way they went about it. They kind of just nonchalant. Oh yeah, by the way, last gen canceled. You know, this game you've been waiting for like the last 2 years. You probably had a pre-order at GameStop. I don't know why, because the store sucks. But yeah, canceled. So if you don't have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, you're out of luck. And that's kind of a big deal, because at this point in time,
on PC,
it's I don't know. Let's look it up. At this point in time, it's still hard to get a PS5. It is still hard to get an Xbox Series X. A lot of people are not going to be able to play this game. So that pissed people off, that they kind of pulled the rug up onto people. It is coming to PC, but you know, most people are still trying to play on their consoles. Yeah. And also, I wouldn't play it on PC anyway, bro. Arkham Knight almost destroyed my last PC.
Yep.
No, thank you. There are certain games that I qualify console game.
Yes, I am staying far away from a PC version of any Knight, Arkham, anything anymore, dog.
I'm sensing the bias in Ethos's voice. I mean, he did do a whole breakdown on the GI channel. Make sure to check it out.
Go ahead and
YouTube.com/GI updates. He did a whole breakdown of this. Check out his Gotham Knights video. How you feeling about this, though, Jay?
I'm still indifferent after seeing the gameplay. I thought that it was all right, but like some of the things that y'all pointed out, that was actually pretty hilarious. I didn't I was like watching some of the I watched the whole thing like before we even started the podcast, so I wasn't really catching like the entire commentary or anything, so I didn't catch that part. But like I said, it was all right. I think one of my initial concerns, like I was mad when they said it was 2 players instead of 4. Like I was kind of expecting a 4-player co-op.
Apparently it's 4. Apparently they changed their minds on this.
Where you read that at?
That's the people in my comment section were telling me, "Oh, it's actually 4." So I was like, "Oh, is it really 4 now?" Like, was
I
it
ain't
2?
see that, bro.
Because they say in the first trailer, they say 2 players. They said it.
Yeah, they definitely said. I was actually
trailer.
surprised people were upset because I'm like, they said in the initial trailer it was 2 players.
Yeah, it was 2, right? Yeah, and I guess people were just hoping they changed their minds, and I guess maybe because that was the trade-off. Maybe they're like, okay, we're gonna cut last gen, but in return, we're gonna make it 4-player. Then I guess it's not that harsh of a hit because then it's like, okay, the last gen was holding back 4-player co-op. So now that we're gonna only do next gen, does that mean you're gonna give it?
Nah, that shit is 2-player co-op until confirmed otherwise. I just googled it, and every news article, Gotham Knights is not adding 4-player co-op. There's one article. Ethos, there's one article from Game Rant, which is a reputable site. I've read them before, and it says Gotham Knights should still get 4-player co-op, but this is them advocating for it. They're not saying it should get it at some point. They're saying they feel like it, and I'm gonna guess some people probably took this article and ran with it.
Yeah, because I had a couple people in my comment section. You know who you are if you're watching this. You owe me an apology. Put it in the comments.
I don't see. I would still say 2-player co-op. That's what most people are reporting.
They were saying. Yeah, hold on. Matter of fact, I'm petty. I'm gonna be petty.
Yeah, I'm reading this article on Game Rant. This is a wish list. This is not. It's going to be 4-player co-op.
Yeah, so damn, we can't believe the comment section.
I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna be petty. Where?
But anywho, and then going to the second part about them canning the last gen version. Yeah, it does suck. Yeah, initially, it was going to be a last gen and current gen release, and then all of a sudden, after the delays, they're like, hey, we're scrapping it. But that's typically what happens. This is again one of those gray areas that we were talking about on previous podcasts, where I feel like some games end up getting stifled because they're trying to create them on last gen and current gen. And I think just with the initial delay, they probably realize, hey, I mean, it usually goes the other way around, but they're like, hey, all right, well, this isn't working. I don't think that we should spend all these resources on the last gen version. If we're going to continue to delay it because of for whatever reason, then we just need to focus on the current gen version. So it is what it is on that part. But I do feel for the people that still can't get a PS5 or still can't get an Xbox Series S or X or still don't have a decent PC, because now you won't be able to experience it whenever this game actually does come out. So I do understand that side of the coin, but I'm not upset if the game actually does come out and it's it's a really good and polished game, because I'm gonna be like, well, the last gen probably would have held it back a little bit. I don't like that parity situation in these gray areas before the last gen versions ultimately end up out of stock or out of whatever the hell the word is called when they stop worrying about the last gen versions anymore.
Yeah,
Dickers, you in the comment section with a Pikachu face, if you're listening to this, you better put in this comment section, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I posted fake news in the comment section.
Can I just say on his behalf, to defend him, shame on you for believing anybody whose name is Dickers, Ethos.
Well, to be fair, I wasn't paying attention to the names. I was just reading the comments, and then I
would have instantly stopped reading, because I'm not gonna lie. First of all, Dickers sounds like something else. That sounds like a racial slur. That sounds like a troll to me.
Hey, you want me to ban him?
That sounds like a sus racial troll.
You want to ban him off the channel?
Yeah, Ethos, you get an L for that.
I don't know what I was thinking. I should never listen to the comment section. You're right. My bad.
See, look at y'all. Y'all just helping my case. I told y'all I'm innocent. That was one of my arguments. I don't listen to this. I'm innocent.
The Twitch chat is different from the YouTube chat. No. You're not getting away with it.
Oh.
To be fair to the chat, though, a majority of the people in the chat seem to agree. Damn, I didn't realize the amount of interaction this video had. There's over 100 comments in this.
Oh yeah, like I told you, we just need to upload content to the GI channel.
That's crazy.
This is why I told y'all, anybody who streams, start the stream reading whatever's the hot news and tell Chaos that you did it so that we can get it on the channel, bro.
I told Chaos I had some news.
But there's literally 11 of us. There's no reason why we shouldn't have a bunch of content on the channel now that we got editors.
You're not wrong. Yeah,
you just gotta be mindful of what you're doing. That's all.
Yeah.
Let's see. So yeah. Gotham Knights, it's coming later this year.
Oh yeah, here's somewhere else. Timothy Bobmeyer You're wrong. You posted fake news. It's 4, not 2. If you look at it, it says 4-player co-op. You're a liar. You should be shamed. Shame. Can I get can you add like a bell? Like from Game of Thrones? Shame. 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 All right, we'll make your editor do it.
That's another L for you. You trusted somebody with 2 first names. Timothy Bob?
Bob, no, it's Timothy Bob Meyer. Bob Meyer's the last name.
Whatever, bro. You get an L.
I just keep going. I'll find another one.
This man's dead ass going in the conversation, bro.
I'm dead ass gonna shame every single one of you.
I don't know what mystery ass articles y'all reading because I'm on Google News, bro. I don't see nothing.
I agree with you saying people saw a headline and just assumed it meant, oh, they announced it. I guarantee exactly.
You know they don't read.
Yeah, they don't read. They just look at the headlines. I agree.
What's the name? Next topic. Titanfall 3 was spotted in the wild. So this comes from Twitter user Onion0048, who drops random gaming updates. So apparently, I guess this is a GameStop in Germany. It's some type of game store. There for pre-order, there's a case with the title Titanfall 3 on it, sitting next to FIFA 23 and Dragon Age 4. Someone took a picture of it, uploaded it online, so people were like, oh, is Titanfall 3 in the works? You know, we've been begging for it the longest. I saw this on Twitter. I didn't honestly think much of it because, to be honest, any GameStop employee can just print out a picture and put it in the box. Titanfall 3, take a picture, go viral, right? The only reason I felt like putting this on the show notes is because if you scroll down, Jeff Keighley is in the comments, you know, the Doritos and Mountain Dew Pope, the leader of the Kojima fan club, the Game Awards show, and he says, oh, you know, June is right around the corner. That's what he said on Twitter when he replied. And I said, what are you trying to say, buddy? Do you know something? That's the only reason I put this in there. So I'm like, is he hinting that maybe there's going to be some type of announcement this, because I mean, that is E3 season. There's no E3, but there is Summer Games Fest. He has Summer Games Fest, which is basically the new E3. So I'm like, are we going to get a Titanfall announcement at the Summer Games Fest? What y'all think?
I'm going to say yes. Or I'm going to say this is real.
Why?
The reason I think this is real, I actually have something even further to back up this rumor as fact. So if you remember a couple months ago, there was that NVIDIA leak, right? And Titanfall 3 was on it. And not to mention, everything else that's been on that list has been confirmed. Remember, Kingdom Hearts 4 was on that, and everybody thought it was fake. And it was like, no. And then they announced Kingdom Hearts 4 only a month ago. So I'm starting to think that leak was 100% accurate, and everything on that list was real. Like, it's actually real. It was not capped.
All right, so here's the next question. Let's pretend like it is real.
Yeah.
Do we feel like it is the time? Do we think the gaming community will support Titanfall?
You bastards better. As a matter of fact, I want them to shut down Apex and force you motherfuckers
for 1 month at least. Shut the servers down.
Because you know what annoys me is like it's seeing Apex players, because you know like most of them are just casual who've never played a shooter before in their lives. It's just seeing them play it and be like, oh my god, this game is so good, and oh, I'd really love a character that could like run really fast and wall run maybe, or bounce off the wall. Like they're learning all these advanced and like the Titanfall players are literally catching migraines just like watching the like casual community of Apex talking about like how they love Apex to evolve into literally what Titanfall 2 was. And it's just like, oh my god, they regressed the game so that it would appeal to more casuals. And now it's like, now people want the game to get more complex, basically to what Titanfall was. So I just really want this game to come out. And I'm gonna be honest, if you think about it, Apex Legends has been out for almost 4 years now. 2019, 2020, 2021. It's almost 4 years old. And at this point, it's just like, yeah, it's a live service, but I mean, at 4 years old, I've seen enough of Apex, to be honest with you. Every time I play it, I just wish it was Titanfall. I say bring in Titanfall 3 and like insert Apex into the universe. Then like you don't lose.
Put it on the menu, yeah. Like it's like a bonus. Like if you want to play Apex, you can play Titanfall. It's all on one disc.
Yeah, like what they did with Modern Warfare, how there was Warzone in that. Either you incorporate it, or maybe you evolve Apex into Titanfall 3, and you just make Titanfall 3 have like 2 modes. You have like the
Apex is the BR component of Titanfall.
Yeah. Oh, and then you can make 2 different types of like ground, like boots on the ground. So if you want like the Apex experience, you can play in like a certain playlist that has like, you know, no double jumping, that sort of stuff. But for the people that want to have the freedom of movement and have the Titans, then you go into the Titanfall playlist. Just keep it in this. Just don't split the communities. Keep them in one, I guess, like area. And if you do that, I feel like Titanfall 3 will not fail.
So I'm calling it right now.
It's not good.
I'm calling it right now. If Titanfall 3 turns out to be real, this is what's going to happen, and I'm encouraging you guys not to get upset. If Titanfall 3 is real, what's going to happen is all the Apex players that never played Titanfall are going to give Titanfall... No, they're going to give Titanfall a shot because they heard about the legendary game, and then what's going to happen is they're going to play it and they're going to pick up the Mastiff and they're going to be like, holy shit, this gun's in Apex, wow. They're not going to understand that they're going to say, wow, they're bringing Apex guns into Titanfall, not realizing that all the guns came from Titanfall. Because you know how like with Fortnite, they'll be like, oh, that's not John Wick, that's the guy from Fortnite. They're going to say Apex invented everything. They're going to do it, watch. Because Apex is the more popular property, and do you know how many people I've talked to that don't even know that Apex is in the Titanfall universe?
Yes, I know, because there's so many. I know they're even on Twitch. There's so many Twitch streamers that didn't know anything about Titanfall 2. They just played Apex because it was a popular Twitch streaming game, bro, and they have no context of the history.
You've been real silent on the topic, Jay.
Oh, this is gonna be pain.
I've been letting you all get it off. I do not think that. But pause.
Hey yo.
Pause. I do not think that. I don't think that the community is ready for Titanfall 3.
Oh,
I don't think they are. I think that we are ready. Like the people who've actually experienced Titanfall 1 and 2. But I think that the people who started from Apex, I don't think that they're ready. And I'm basing this off of really, I mean, just kind of off of what you said. Like, I don't think that people are going to fully embrace like what the Titanfall experience was and how much influence that it had into making Apex and all of the assets that went into Apex from Titanfall. Like, I think that they're just going to write it off. They're going to be like, oh, this is like the TDM version of Apex, and they're not going to fully really respect what Titanfall 3 could potentially be. They're just gonna be like, oh, this is Apex with mechs in it, with Titans in it. And I just feel like it's just going to be a spiral of just negativity, and I don't think that they're going to give it the proper support if Titanfall 3 came out right now. I think that the initial people will be like, okay, well, this is something that we wanted, and Apex should have just been like, because Apex was one of those like just small projects that they didn't know was gonna pop off, and and it did end up popping off. So now we're here with Apex, and Titanfall kind of took a back seat, and we didn't know if another one's going to be coming. But I mean, if this is real, I don't think that we're really gonna fully support it like people are saying that we are. I hope that we would, but I don't think it's going to be that. I think that we need at least a few more years, or maybe I'll say at least 2 more years for Titanfall 3 to like really be that big thing. And EA obviously doesn't need to, they need to just let Titanfall 3 just be and not kill it with another project.
I'm gonna triple down. I'm gonna say it's gonna be revolutionary. It's gonna be one of Respawn's greatest FPS games. And I'm gonna say this for a couple of reasons. One, not only did Titanfall 2 get hoed over, but think about it. For the past year, the FPS scene is ass. Call of Duty, ass. Battlefield, ass. Halo, ass. So we have already the 3 big juggernauts have failed expectations of what the players are. Titanfall 2 is renowned as not only a phenomenal multiplayer game, but literally had one of the greatest single player campaigns ever for a first person shooter from like the past decade. I would actually say it was like one of the greatest of all time. So if you put all these things together, and on top of that, Respawn has proven multiple times that they have made games that have shifted the entire game industry of the FPS space. Like every single time, Apex shifted the entire industry. Titanfall shifted the entire game industry. I think this one right here, I feel like this is going to be their magnum opus. I think they're going to learn, like, think of it like this, right? Titanfall 1, they had a good foundation, but they just didn't have enough content. Titanfall 2, they had enough content, but people wanted a bigger campaign. But they got screwed over by EA, and it was very hardcore. I think 3, they're going to be able to hit it. They're going to hit the lightning in the bottle. Like, they're going to get it perfectly. They're going to realize, like, the balance of that. Like, how do we get our Apex players on board? How do we keep those hardcore Titanfall fans alive? Because Titanfall 2 is effectively not working right now. How do we keep them involved? How do we get everybody else in? And I think right now, people want a shooter that works, that has content day one, and that is quality. And that's something right now that just isn't offered anywhere right now. Like, no one, of the big 3, of the big shooters, they've all flopped and failed from that respect, and Halo's gonna take a whole year to catch up. So I think this could be it. This could be it. This could be it.
So let's take it a step further here. Hypothetically speaking, let's say Titanfall 3 is real. It comes out and it catches that lightning in a bottle that Ethos is talking about. Titanfall 3 is flying high. Apex is still doing its thing. What does this mean for the industry as a whole? Because every time something comes out and is like a shooter that's like really popular, you're saying this is their magnum opus. Do you think every game is gonna copy it then?
Well, I mean, they already did that. Remember when Titanfall first came out, everybody had to make a sci-fi shooter with wall running. No one was doing that until literally Respawn came out with Titanfall. Then everybody, Call of Duty copied it. Then a bunch of other shooters started to copy those mechanics. Then what happened? Titanfall, Apex came out. Remember what Apex did? Apex was the first one to do the ping system and the respawn system. No BR had done that before then. Then what happened? All the other games copied those mechanics into their game. I think whatever Titanfall 3 is going to do, they're going to create something new. They're going to create some big feature that has not been done before with FPSs, and it's going to shift everything again. And people are going to, Fortnite's Epic's going to copy it, and everyone else is going to copy it into their next, Call of Duty's going to copy it, Battlefield will copy it, whatever it is, and they'll put it into their games or whatever those games are going to be in the future. That's my take. That's just been from a historical record. That has seemed to be a pattern with what Respawn has dropped. Not to mention they have the Star Wars FPS. That's the other little thing that we aren't aware. We know for a fact it exists and that they're working on it right now. So we don't know where that lies, if that's a shooter like multiplayer, if it's a single player thing. So who knows what that thing is? Then we also have the other Star Wars game too, the other one. I do
feel like gaming does need, and I think probably the closest is Elden Ring, but I mean that was a single player game.
It needs a shooter Elden Ring.
Yeah, I think we're at a point where gaming does need another Fortnite moment. It needs another PUBG moment where everybody's on this multiplayer game. This one is the one that shook the industry.
And changed it.
I feel like Apex was great, but like if Fortnite was like, that was like Drake. Like whether I'm not saying that like I didn't like it, but like it's like the super popular one. Apex to me was kind of like Nas or like Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. Where it's like everybody loves and respects him, but he's not as popular as Drake. I feel like gaming needs another like Drake that like everybody loves, basically, where it's like it's gonna push it even further into the mainstream.
I agree with that because I feel like Fortnite kind of has that Drake thing where it's like, yeah, it's there. We all had the good old times. We all had the take cares. We all had the, thank me later. But now it's kind of like, okay, now, bro, it's like you're kind of just doing whatever. And we're kind of like, all right, whatever, man. So, yeah, I feel like it's the same thing. And like Apex is the best BR. I think everyone will agree. That's right now the #1 BR right now. But I feel like Apex has gotten kind of a little stale now. I think, we're 13 seasons. Think about that. 13 seasons deep. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. I think we've had a lot of stuff that's been.
It's not stale to me. I would say it's a comfort food, like something that like you kind of.
I feel like I've gotten too bored of it. I'm not bored.
I'm not bored of it. It's just like it's not a first. Like I do feel like I wish I had something else to play besides Elden Ring and Apex.
Yeah, I feel like there's nothing like right now. I feel like we're in this period where it's just like. When you ask your friends, hey, what we gonna play, bro? You're usually just gonna hear like from a generalization. I usually just hear Warzone, Apex.
It's like mac and cheese or like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to me.
Yeah, and I want something else.
It's good, but I don't always want to go to it,
Yeah, I was like, where's the filet mignon? Where's the big thing we're looking for from shooters? And we just haven't had that in like a couple of years. Like we thought Halo Infinite was gonna be it. They dropped the ball. We thought Battlefield was gonna be it. They dropped the ball. We never thought Call of Duty was gonna be it. And what about that Modern Warfare 2, baby?
Activision can just go away.
Overwatch? Overwatch 2 gonna save the day?
No, that game is
another example. Yeah, Overwatch
DOA,
2.
Bro. That game's
Same
DOA.
Thing. Overwatch 2 is another example of just I feel like it's just tiring. It's just tired. I'm just tired. Same shit, bro. Somebody mix it up. Do something different.
Overwatch 2 will be hot for a month tops. Then the pro community with everybody. Then the pro community will carry it for about a year and then it'll be dead. I'm calling it.
Damn. That's crazy. That's actually crazy, but I could see it. I could totally see that happening. Or, they keep milking it.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's Titanfall 3 rumors. Keep an eye out. Hopefully it is real. We love Titanfall over here. We at GI are Titanfall advocates. Its parent company, though, there's a rumor going around that Electronic Arts, aka EA, is looking to sell or merge their company. The video game market is consolidating like never before, and Electronic Arts is scrambling like everybody else. While a deal isn't currently in the works, it doesn't sound like EA plans to give up any time. Basically, they've been shopping around. Why do you guys think that is, though?
I mean, where are they in the placement? Like they're like 5th or 6th or something. They're not that big.
I was actually
mean,
thrown
they're
out
big,
by this article though. I was like, I thought they were doing good financially.
but they're not. Well, I think they're seeing the writing on the wall, and right now because like development costs are blooming higher and higher, and I think because of COVID right now, you kind of need to get like. You kind of need to start looking at the mega reserves, like huge amount of money. And I think EA is greedy. So I mean, they probably just thinking it's like a windfall. Like, oh, Bobby Kotick over here was out here abusing people, and you tell me he got a golden parachute? Probably other CEOs are probably like, oh, but shit, we don't even do half as bad. Like our company's not even half as bad as Activision's getting. We probably could easily get sold, and if Activision could get sold, so I think the Activision set a precedent that a lot of other companies now believe they're up for grabs.
Apparently they shopped around too. They've had talks with Disney, Apple, Amazon, but they weren't really biting. And then apparently the furthest talks that got along, which surprises me, is NBC Universal.
Crazy. Yeah, that was
I was like,
insane.
what the hell do they got to do with gaming? I hope that doesn't happen. EA is already a terrible company, but then you put a TV company in charge of them, bro.
That one too. Like, nah, that would have been.
They don't know shit about gaming, bro. You remember when they announced the Xbox One? There was a video about how many times they said TV. I feel like that would happen again if NBC bought EA TV. How can we implement TV into EA?
Yeah, I would make live action for gay video games and put them on TV. Yeah, and to his credit, I think Phil Spencer, once again, thinking really far ahead. He stated this before. He said that like his competition wasn't Sony, it wasn't Nintendo. He said literally the companies you stated. He said Amazon, Google, these are the actual competitors Microsoft is like working towards, keep preparing for, because they know they're trying to breach into this market and they want to make sure they're ready for them, because all the other companies are pretty much small fries compared to like an Apple or to an Amazon. So I'm surprised Microsoft wasn't. Maybe not. Maybe Phil.
Well, that's what I was getting to.
Hold on. Yeah,
apparently, like they've been trying to sell, but nobody's buying. But then they got more emboldened by the Microsoft Activision deal. They saw Activision get a fat check. Now they want one.
Why can't we? Yeah, we're high up there. Yeah, I guarantee that's what did it. I mean, I'm surprised Phil didn't look at this and be like, yeah, this would be another Infinity Stone for Xbox. I think me and Siggy did the math on this. I don't think Sony has enough money to buy EA. I think that's it.
I don't think so either.
EA's market cap is so high that like outside of Microsoft, I don't think there's like.
First of all, they overpaid. They overpaid for Bungie.
For Bungie, and that hurt them.
EA is definitely more. They're worth more than Bungie.
Yeah, they're definitely worth more than Bungie, and I think that's the thing too. I bet you Sony's kind of like fuck, like they're probably like fuck, because like they wanted to get live like service stuff and
Mass Effect exclusively on the PS5. What?
Yeah,
that would have been a big deal.
The IPs are strong with EA. Like, granted, you can hate the company, you hate that shit, but they pull in a lot of money, and on top of that, they have a lot of like IPs and dormant IPs that Dead Space, Mass Effect, Mirror's Edge, Battlefield.
Well, it's not FIFA anymore.
They lost FIFA anymore, but Madden, like a lot of sports stuff that they're gonna get their hands on. A lot of those like dormant stuff that's been like sleeping for a while. Sims, like EA has a lot of strong IPs. Their recent stuff might not have been up to the par, but their IPs are still like very high. Brand
notable brands, names
notable brands, names and all the studios that come with that. So. Yeah, the EA is not something that you just cough away and be like, I don't care. Like, yeah, like the problem is, I guarantee it, EA's market cap is very high. They probably want something even higher than that to buy them out. And the only people that can afford it without going under is Microsoft. And if Microsoft's not interested, or if they're maybe waiting for Activision's thing to go through, because it's probably going to be real spooky to do 2 of these at once, they're just going to have to wait until Microsoft picks them up. Because Sony has to just sit there and let this happen. They can't take them. And Nintendo's in La La Land. Them dudes in their own little bubble. So yeah,
Nintendo don't care.
No. Nintendo will wake up when they see the Steam Deck eating into their margins of their community. They'll see.
I don't think they still.
Not enough to want to buy EA.
Not enough to buy EA.
Well, I'm saying that's what will wake them up. Period. They just in their own damn world.
It's not a good fit either, because EA has never had a good relationship with making Nintendo platforms with their games. Like they never have. They try initially and then they just give up on the platform, because EA's demographic isn't the same as Nintendo. So it wouldn't make sense that Nintendo would want this. Sony would definitely want this.
Well, I wasn't implying Nintendo would want to buy them. I'm saying like they're just sleep period on anything going on. They're just literally in their own world.
Yeah, they're in their
They
own
probably had the money for it, but no, they are literally sleep. This is interesting though, because I mean, like you all were saying, like I don't think that EA was in a bad spot, or at least I didn't think that EA was in a bad spot. Like you all mentioned, like there are some notable franchises that EA still has, but looking at this article, like seeing that they're going to lose a Star Wars license for Disney, and literally the FIFA thing, which just popped up, like that's major, because that's a really big thing.
Go ahead, talk about it. That was the next one on the list anyway.
For EA, yeah. So FIFA is no longer going to be called FIFA anymore. The EA is going to change the name to EA FC, which is FC is football club, because the license is done. So beginning in 2023, they're going to rebrand. I don't think that that's going to have a major impact on like the actual like people that are playing this every year, because there are some super addicted people that play FIFA every single year and invest tons and tons of money into the FUT franchise. So I don't think that it's going to affect much with that. But of course, like when you change the name, like again, to the casual person, that matters to them. But I don't think that this is going to make a major thing. But I think just losing the license period to the name, or just saying that they're ending the exclusivity deal instead of trying to renegotiate, or the negotiations fell through. We don't know for sure, but whatever happened, this is a major change. It will be almost as big as, at least over here in America, as the Madden situation in NFL. Like if for some reason EA, after I think another 5 or 6 years, like if they end up ultimately losing that license, then again that gives other companies finally the rights to make their own NFL game. So even though this hasn't been the same situation with the soccer franchises, it's still pretty major, given that FIFA is the number one like overall like worldwide renowned soccer game being played. So that's very interesting. So maybe these things play a factor. Also, we have to mention unfortunately Battlefield 2042 didn't do so good. So there are some things that probably EA was seeing as like, hey, like this isn't working, we're going to lose these franchises. So maybe they went into a little bit of a panic, and maybe that was ultimately the decision that made them shop around and see, hey, like, all right, does anybody have interest, and what money are you all talking about? Like what do you think that we're worth in their eyes? So it'd be interesting to see like what happened down the line, but I don't think that anybody's going to buy it this year or even next year. Maybe 2024, we'll see where EA stands, and then maybe their value will go down a little bit, and maybe somebody will actually be like, all right, like we'll spend the bread to buy you out. But it's interesting though, definitely interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense. I do think from a casual standpoint, this FIFA thing is going to affect them a little bit. Like it's just brand awareness. When people walk into a store, they see the name FIFA. Oh, that's the soccer game. Versus EA Sports FC. Now people, I think they're gonna take a dip in their sales for like the first couple of years, and then people are gonna come around and realize it's really brand awareness. Once they realize, because for those unaware, it actually doesn't affect the game that much. FIFA is just a governing body in soccer, and when they paid the license to use the FIFA name, FIFA has the right to say, well, we don't want our name represented this way and that way. It's the same as FIBA with basketball. It's just a governing body for the global sport or whatever. But what matters is the actual individual leagues and the players that they hold. Those are the teams that people play with. So like those are all still be in the game, like the English Premier League or whatever. So it doesn't affect the game really. It's just going to affect the branding a little bit, especially since it's always been known as FIFA and it's become synonymous with soccer. So they're going to have to spend some money to reprogram people so they understand, hey, it's really not changing from a gameplay and team standpoint. Like all your favorite players are still here. It's just a name change really. Like why pay that licensing fee, and then we got to deal with being told what we can and cannot do with the FIFA name when we could just have our own game brand basically.
Yeah.
So
not gonna lie though, if I was Phil Spencer and I saw this article, I would be hitting them up right away, because I'm just thinking about it in my head. They would get control of Respawn. That means you have control of Apex, which is powerful. And you'd have control of those other IPs you're working on. And I'd say Respawn's probably one of the best studios in the game right now, especially for live service. I would get them on Halo so fast. I would say 343, you are gone, bro.
Respawn Europe. Go ahead, make a Halo game. I bet you they make the best Halo game. I guarantee it. I guarantee you, Respawn would make the best Halo game that any player has ever played before.
343 has never made a good Halo game. That's wild.
No, yeah, nope. I think
and you know what's crazy? Everybody was excited when 343 took it on because I remember it like it was yesterday. They did a whole little short documentary announcing 343 Studios. We're this new studio made up mostly of fans of the Halo. It just goes to show you that sometimes fans don't need to touch what they love, bro. Let the artist paint, bro. You're not the artist.
Yeah, that's
so it is what it is, bro. I could actually see if Microsoft ended up getting the next Infinity Stone being EA, I could see a press release. Mass Effect's coming home. Mass Effect's coming home. Because remember, it was an Xbox exclusive.
I can see it, bro. I can say right now, great games like Mass Effect and Apex Legends and Titanfall now coming back because remember,
on Game Pass
had the exclusive deal with Xbox when it first came out. It was exclusively on Xbox and PC. It seems like a perfect match. It would fit. They had the history, so they worked together. Yeah, I think this would be a perfect
Game
fit.
Pass exclusive.
And yeah, day one on the Game Pass. Oh man, yeah, that'd be crazy. Yep.
Sheesh. So keep your eye out on this news. All this EA talk is going to be interesting in the coming months or the rest of the year. Kind of an interesting, funny story. Not too crazy to comment on, but apparently hell froze over. And what I mean is Xbox outsold PlayStation in Japan for the first time in 8 years. So for those of you unaware, Japan is a very Japan first nation. They don't like foreigners. And so what basically is prominent over there is Nintendo and PlayStation, as well as like handhelds and arcades. Microsoft has struggled since the inception of the Xbox to get a footing inside of the Japanese market. They just don't trust it. They don't like the games or whatever. But for the first time in 8 years, it outsold PlayStation. And they say it's because of the Xbox Series S and the Game Pass. So I know Ethos, the propaganda, he's gonna love this. So they've really been pushing. Their strategy now in Japan is they've been pushing the Xbox Series S in digital games, and because it's like a cheaper option, and they've really been pushing that Game Pass, the Japanese market is starting to hook onto it a little bit. I'm curious to see, I mean, because it's just 1 month or whatever. I'm curious to see, will they be able to maintain this, and can Microsoft finally make a footing in Japan? And what does that mean for gaming if it does? Like, does it change
Not
the culture?
with them delays. They're going to take a hit. I guarantee you the Xbox Game Pass numbers aren't going to go as fast as I guess Microsoft wanted to because of the delays with Starfield and Redfall. Because now it's like, what's the purpose of the Game Pass if I'm not getting any new exclusives outside of like, the third party stuff if you're playing that stuff. But next year though, they'll have all these bangers lined up, so yeah, they'll get it back probably in 2020.
Well, I would argue I don't think Japan cares about Starfield. I think, and if they're really trying to take this route,
you sure?
I don't know. I'm not in tune. That's a guess.
I remember Japan loved Elden Ring. Like, I'm not. Oh my god, not Elden Ring. Of course they loved Elden Ring. They loved Skyrim. They loved Skyrim.
Oh, they did?
Like,
okay, I didn't know that.
I could have swore, yeah, there was a lot of love for Skyrim. So if they find out, the next generation from the studio that brought you Skyrim and it's going to be on the Game Pass, I feel like it would get a lot of attention.
Well, I was going to say, and this is one thing I have noticed about now that I've spent more time with the Game Pass, the way you get Japan is put more JRPGs on the Game Pass. And I mean, that's something that's notorious. Microsoft has struggled. Yeah, they've always struggled with JRPGs. Get them on the Game Pass, it's over.
What? You know what studio? And speaking of that goes into your next thing. Do you know what studio is asking to get bought out right now? That's in Japan.
You're talking about the Legendary Platinum games.
Yeah, the Legendary.
Yeah. So you guys, Platinum Games, creators of classics such as Bayonetta and what's the shit with 2B or whatever.
Nier Automata.
Yeah, Nier Automata, as well as they made that shitty Ninja Turtles game and the Avatar Korra game. But people like to act like the Avatar Korra game doesn't exist. But okay. They've dropped another stinker recently called Babylon's Fall. Got no press, didn't even know it existed. I remember, it's funny, I don't know if I told the story. I remember, Danny put in the X-Play Slack, because the way they do it is like they don't assign games to us. They just like, yo, who's interested in this game? You want to review it? We literally just go, oh, I'll do it. He's like, yo, I got codes for Babylon Fall. Anybody on the X-Play team want to review it? Everybody's like, nah. We was like, what's that? Like, nah, we'll pass on that shit. I'm glad nobody touched. I'm actually upset. We should have reviewed it for the fucking views, for the shit on it. But anyways, yeah, it got shitted on. Terrible game. Got panned across the board with the reviews. But then recently news came out that it's online like RPG adventure game, and apparently it's dropped to one concurrent player online He even got an exclusive interview. I think it was with Polygon or Kotaku, or they basically just asked him like, "Why you keep playing this shit?"
Bro,
like,
imagine getting an interview asking why you're playing a dead game.
Yo, you good, bro?
You know, right?
So yeah, it's dropped to 1 player. I think it peaked at like 77. They said at one point this week. I think it's funny that people even keep marks of the what's the word? Even marks on how many people play this shit. It's funny, but
That was probably just pity. They probably thought that one person like, hey man, you need some people to play with. They probably just got on there out of pity.
That's crazy because this is one person. That means not even the devs are playing their own game.
The dev said, "Man, this shit sucked."
That's crazy. Not even the devs are logging on now.
You know how that's bad because I remember when what was that boring ass monster game with all the microtransactions? It was a 1v1 monster game that came out a few years ago. Evolve. I remember when that came out. That game started to die after the first week, and I called it on that one too. But I do remember I ran into a game where I was playing with one of the developers, and like I was trolling him and fucking with him or whatever. So like it is true, the developers will play their game. Like at least they played it in Evolve, but
at least
played
they played it to the end.
That shit crazy. That's crazy, but
that is
so. Like, does anybody know what's actually like? Why is this game so bad? Like, why is it failed so much?
So JG, I want you to imagine a studio that is notorious for making great single player game experiences like Metal Gear Rising and Bayonetta, and then I want you to look at that studio in the eye and tell them, I want you to make a live service online multiplayer game.
They're not gonna know what they're doing.
Exactly, and that's why you have Babylon Fall. They had no clue what the fuck they were doing because it's not their studio's pedigree. They're good at making over-the-top action games like Nier Automata and Metal Gear and Bayonetta. They are not versed in making multiplayer live service games, but their CEO seems to be obsessed about, making online multiplayer live service games. Like he's like, that's the future. We should probably try to make them. But as you clearly can see, their talent isn't. They don't have the experience to make games like this. That's a lot of the reasons why this game didn't do well. On top of that, I watched a whole 30-minute video about this, like an entire breakdown of this game, and there's some design decisions that were very, like, not really smart. I don't know why they made those decisions, but it cost the game a lot. Like the graphic style and the way the online system, the co-op works, it's not good.
Moral of the story: stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane, exactly. That's fact.
You want to learn a new skill?
Like a sort of like Andre, sort of like Adult Swim, like little tech. What's the less you learn?
You want to learn a new skill, a new thing? Do it on your own time, and then when you're competent, bring it to the public. But if it's your first time doing something, you probably shouldn't put millions of dollars into it and put it on the grand scale, on the grand stage. Because friendly reminder, when you put something out in public, the public has the right to judge it. Don't get upset.
Yeah.
So
Diaz and Miro sort of like post this on the picture, on the video right there. Stay in your lane.
Now that there's only one person playing, and keep in mind this article's like a week old because we do this show.
They're still working on the game. That's crazy to me.
That one player might not even be there anymore. It might be nobody on the servers. It might be a straight just.
I just can't believe they're still developing it. That's the crazy part. Is like it's this bad, and they're still like, no, we're not quitting on the game. We're still gonna make new stuff for it, man. I can't imagine being a dev just sitting there making content for like one potential like under 100 people. Like I would just be sitting there like, bro, like what's the purpose, man? Why are we doing this?
One could argue that Babylon fell.
It definitely.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, it was just too easy. It was there. I had to take the dad joke.
It lived up to it.
The niggas is sitting in the studio making this dead ass game update and be like, man, Babylon's falling, bro. I can't. Why? I can't do this. I feel. Like you know the story of Pompeii when fucking they knew like the fucking volcano blew up and they couldn't do nothing about it. This is Pompeii right here, bro. Babylon.
You know what makes this 10 times even funnier? So this game is apparently based off of the story about the Tower of Babel, the Bible.
Yeah.
That's what this story is basically based off of. Is how they try to.
Even God couldn't save these things.
And then they got struck down.
I guess it wasn't God's plan.
Oh man.
Damn, man. Shout out to Platinum Games. Yo, Platinum Games is the J.R. Smith of gaming studios, bro. That shit is
Just
great.
work on Bayonetta. Give the people what they want.
They can give you 30 one night and give you 2 the next, boy. Or turn the ball over in the finals and ruin the damn
Make a near
game.
game and make it finish Bayonetta, bro. Please stop embarrassing.
I feel
yourself.
so bad for Platinum Games, bro. Why don't y'all go make that damn what's that, Scalebound? Bring that shit back, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Xbox, buy these people, please. Make them do Scalebound again. Give them another chance.
They made a game worse than Avatar Core. That's wild.
Oh.
All right. Well, last but not least, before we wrap this show up, wow, this is another long one, surprisingly. We're hitting our stride over here, fellas. Ethos is finally contributing his 35%.
And not next week.
Well, we don't have a show next week. We're bi-weekly, my guy.
Exactly.
Next week is Hokage Thoughts at youtube.com/Hokage Thoughts. What's the name? So last piece of the podcast, we're switching over to the social justice warrior section of the show.
All right, JG, I was watching.
And blue hair Twitter news. Activision inexplicitly introduces a tool to rate character diversity metrics. Now, JG is our resident blue hair Twitter guy here, social justice warrior. What's your take on this? Want to break down what this diversity tool is from Activision, and how do you feel about it?
Well, firstly, I'm like, what the fuck? It's Activision. It's Activision. They didn't learn the first time, bro.
The irony.
The irony.
Like, they didn't learn the first time. Like, why are you all doing this? I'm trying to figure out what the entire purpose of these metrics were. It's like, and then you're trying to use the Overwatch characters to show this, and you have the graph here. Like, I'm really at a loss for words as to why. Like,
okay, can we explain to the viewers who haven't
Sure.
seen what it is? So basically, Activision created like this graph, like this algorithm, and they put a bunch of different things like gender identity, sexual orientation, culture, ethnicity, age, and they combined all these things, and they basically try to determine, based off of what the character is and the traits that it has, how diverse the character is, and is it diverse enough so that they look good in the public eye. That's the gist of what the tool is. So, like, let's say they make a green elf character that's gay. They're gonna throw it in the goddamn algorithm, and then the algorithm's gonna spit back like, okay, this guy's pretty diverse. The people are gonna love it. The people are gonna love it, bro. What's your take on all this, Ethos?
So the reaction that JG had is more 10 times funnier, because even the developers of Overwatch were like, what the fuck? There was even the Blizzard developers who, like Overwatch developers, who were like, we don't even use this tool. Why Activision would, like, every time we try to do anything to have any goodwill with the community, Activision, our own company, finds a way of fucking it up. Like,
I missed that part. I didn't know they said they don't even use the tool. So Activision made a tool and they don't even use it. That's great.
So the reasoning behind this tool was, and this is why I 100% believe it's true, is this tool was made for the executives of Activision so that they could prove that it was like, they could quantify why it was important to have diversity in their games. But the developers were like, this is bullshit. We've never used this tool at any time because our developers are diverse. We have a bunch of people from different backgrounds. So we have eyes. We know what is diverse in a game. We don't need to have, like, a machine and algorithm tell us if what we're developing is a diverse character. We know because we have people on the team who are diverse. That's how you make diverse characters. You just have people from different backgrounds working on the game. And that's naturally what's going to happen. But the problem is that apparently for, like, Activision to believe it's worth it and stuff like that, they had to prove it using data. And the idea Activision had, and you could say, okay, this is maybe they had good intentions. The idea is that they wanted to prevent subconscious bias and, like, you know, accidentally doing some, like, not thinking about, like, the type of characters you're creating. So it's trying to make you, like, undo your biases and make sure that, like, you know, you're not just making a bunch of the same type of people. That was the theory about why they made this tool, which, okay, if you maybe take that, you're like, okay, but still, the main problem with this entire tool, this chart, is that someone has to decide the value of your ethnicity and your culture and your sexual orientation. So who is the one who's going to decide, well, black people are rated higher on this scale than like people who live in China, or like someone who's Chinese, or someone who's like Middle Eastern, right? Like, who decides who's higher on the scale? So if you're trying to make a tool that prevents this sort of bias. You're essentially making a tool that creates tokenism. You're trying to force people to make tokens. Like, oh, we gotta have a token black person because our ethnicity board is not high enough. Oh, I'll just change him to black, and that will give me a higher score for this character. That will probably get him like a higher scoring overall. It's very stupid. It across the board, it doesn't matter what side you lean on when it comes to diversity in video games or whatever. It's just fucking stupid. This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. They should destroy this thing and never speak of it again. You don't need this type of thing. You just hire people from qualified people from diverse different backgrounds and ethnicities and different, ways that they, and different beliefs, and you will naturally come to this sort of result. Having a machine telling you this is just stupid. It's very stupid.
Yeah, I want to know after the machine pumps out whether or not it's diverse enough, the character. I want to know who's signing off on agreeing with the machine, because the irony of this all is,
that's what I'm saying.
If it's a white person doing it, you're
exactly
you're still doing the same shit. It solves nothing, bro.
Who's the one that picked the numbers? That's the thing we gotta know, because obviously it's gonna look 10 times worse if it's a white person doing this.
This is diverse enough for me. It's not about you.
Exact. Remember the thing we were talking about before the podcast? I'm not gonna say what. Remember what we were talking about? This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is another case point example of that lack of situational awareness. How this got this far, and this. Oh, if you see the screenshots of the system, it'll just make you even more pissed off. You'd be like, "Who thought this was a good idea?" They did
using the time and using the time and resources for this. It's just it's asinine at this point. And that was supposed to be the point of all of these big Fortune 500 corporations and stuff. Like when they get in trouble like this, they're like, "Oh, I'm going to hire somebody who can." Yeah. But it's funny though, because sometimes it's not black people. You just hire someone. Yeah, you hire someone who's not black to be your diversity person, and then it then becomes even worse because they don't understand either. So this is just it's so bad. Yeah, nobody asked for this. The board, what is going on with this Activision Blizzard board? They are just. I wish I could. I wish I could be a fly on the room in some of these meetings, because the board just does not get it. Simple and plain, they just do not get it, and it's just making things so much worse for the entire organization. They are so lucky that someone agreed to buy them, and I really hope that this goes through quicker than whatever it's holding them up money wise, because Microsoft really this is a huge task for them to turn this all around and put Activision Blizzard in the good eye again, because they're fucking up royally here. Nobody asked for this at all, and you literally cannot use data to prove what's diverse and what's not. Those are human elements. Yeah, those are human elements that you need to have amongst yourselves, and clearly that board does not have enough diversity there, and that's why decisions like this are being made.
Who greenlight this? Who greenlit this, man?
Also, I want to know, did Activision release this news to the public themselves, or did an employee leak it?
Dog, this is the worst part. If you click the article, man, click. Okay, so when you're in the article, right, you see where it has a link that says I think it's not loading. There's a
blog
link
post.
Yes, the blog post.
Active. Yes, it's on Active.
They posted I thought on their website.
I just read this article. I thought an employee was mad at Activision for this and leaked it. So this is they thought they were doing a good thing then.
They even showed the screenshots.
The King's Diversity Space Tool.
So that's how people knew about the chart and stuff, was because they showed screenshots. Don't think this was a good idea. They showed how it was gonna visually look and how this tool functioned, and people were like, that was not a smart idea. So then now you might notice in the article, it's not there anymore. They took it out because it was a bad look.
Yeah, they did.
They don't understand that it's on a positive note. People are trying to do better, but what people don't understand is there's nuance to a lot of this stuff, and you need to understand that not everything is so black and white.
Yes.
This is
and this is why you need to hire black people. So you don't do stupid shit like this.
And not just any people of color, whether it's black, Asian, like Hispanic, whoever's there to represent their people who are pro their people, because it's a lot of Uncle Toms out here. Because what also could happen is they could hire a black person that doesn't know shit, that's not really in tune with black culture, and they might not be given good guidance. Yeah, we need qualified black people.
We've seen that too. Yeah, we've seen that as well. It's like, oh, we'll just get this black person. They seem safe, right? And then the same stuff ends up happening. Like, you need people in these positions to check y'all, because y'all make dumb decisions like this all the time, and somehow it gets approved. So no, you need the right people in there who's not going to be on your side about everything just to please you. They need to be able to check your ass and make you accountable for these bad decisions. Like, and they said that this started in 2016. It was like, oh no shit. It said that there were too many white people in these games, and we've already talked about this. Like, yeah, if there are a bunch of white people who are creating the games, guess what? Most likely the main characters are going to be white, and the black characters, anybody else who's diverse, if they don't know anything about that, if they don't actually interact with people who are of different races, then yeah, you're going to have situations where you're going to have a freaking character like in Gears, who just represents black people in the worst light. And we're like, well, we don't act like that. We're going to have a Coltrane situation. So that's how those situations end up coming about, because there's nobody to check them. There's nobody who's actually, been in those situations and who's actually diverse and actually interact with other people to green light these things, or actually tell people, hey, like, black people don't act like this. Like, we act like this. Like, make this person regular. Like, just make another person who's not freaking white. So for them to think that data is going to solve this, they are totally just wrong.
You bring it up, Coltrane. Just realize, the older I get, the more, as much as I'm always gonna love Gears, but the older I get, the more I start to realize I always knew he was bad, but like how bad of a character Coltrane is. And I just had the thought, right? Like, I want to put this into perspective for all of our listeners, right? For those who don't know the story of Gears of War, aliens basically come from up underground, they attack, the world is in peril, right? So then you have to fight with this army that's got their back against the wall, right? There's one black character in there named Coltrane, and with the world on fire, this man is still just running around, woo, having a good old time, bro. As if black people,
football player.
It's insensitive, because it's if black people can't have feelings. And the only reason I don't get in Epic's ass about that shit is because there is a good black character in the game. The best black character in Gears is Jace. He had a great story. It was DLC, but it's just mad insensitive to think that like that's how we would act if a fucking war with aliens was going on. Like, whoa, that's boy, they get the hitty. Anyways, shout out to Activision. I'll say this much about the Activision shit before we wrap up. Hypothetically speaking, let's say this news did go over well with the public. What was the result they were seeking? Like, were they thinking like, wow, yeah,
we're cleaning up our
no. Did they think that I was gonna be like, wow, good job, Activision? You know what? I'm gonna buy more Tracer skins. Let me just boot up the game right now. Where's my wallet? Like, what did they think we were gonna do if it did get a good response? Who gives a fuck, bro? It's one of those things. This is like, bro, some stuff, just let it go, dude. This shit is weird. I ain't gonna lie, this shit is weird.
It's definitely weird. But to the credit, maybe they needed something like this, because if they did have something like this, maybe they would have realized that they did not have one single black woman in the game for literally the entirety of Overwatch 1. At first, I thought it wasn't a big deal, but then I'm not gonna lie, I definitely felt sorry for black women when they were complaining about it, and it was like, these motherfuckers made a hamster before they made a black woman. I said, you know what, y'all got it. You're right.
Yeah,
that's some fuck shit. That's some real fuck shit.
I forgot who asked me, but somebody on the X-Play team asked me. Well, they didn't ask me. We were talking about it during a meeting. And they said that they were watching like Apex streamers, and they were like, I noticed a lot of black people, like people of color, people of color, period, play Apex. And I was like, they were like, I wonder why. And I was like, it's because I was like, the roster is completely diverse. There's representation for like every color and gender or sexual orientation. People identify with the characters. And they was like, oh, I was like, I didn't even notice. I'm like, yeah, it's a reason why it has a lot of cosplayers.
There's a reason why.
They just don't shove it in your face. Respawn is a good example of how they did it. Yep. They just made a game full of cool, unique characters. They didn't make
a blog post about it.
They didn't make a press release like, hey, diversity.
Yeah, look at these gay. Look at Gibraltar. He's gay, guys. Like, they just made the characters. They just made them human beings and said, "Yeah, this is a human being. Yeah, he's gay. Whatever."
It is what it is, bro.
They didn't make it a whole show and everything. Yeah, that's the problem. Performative. They are not performative. They just make the characters and they say, "Hey, we care about everybody being represented. Here's a cool cast of awesome characters where no one's being belittled." But low key, y'all kind of racist. Respawn.
Great. Well,
adding a black person that runs faster than they get shot at, and adding a Mexican that jumps over shit. I don't know, man. That's kind of.
Oh, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all thought that through, but I'm gonna let y'all rock. I'm gonna let y'all rock though. Y'all at least try it.
Well, that's all I got on my show notes. You guys got anything else you want to add to the show before we wrap this one up?
No,
a long one.
All right, Jay. Well, you got the show floor. What's your closing statement for Game Illuminati episode 127? Go.
I am hungry as hell. It's been a good podcast, like always. Make sure that y'all, rate the podcast on all the platforms, because we moving on up in the algorithm. One of the best podcasts out here, especially in this space for video games. So we appreciate everybody listening. And Discord gang, like I said, I got some for y'all. So if you are in the Discord, make sure you stay tuned, because we got a contest that's gonna be in it. So got some goodies for y'all. So participate in the contest. Join the Discord.
True. Ethos, what's your closing statement for Game Illuminati episode 127? Go.
Yeah, thanks everybody for supporting. For all y'all that said that Gotham Knights was a 4-player co-op, you guys lied to me. And I thought we had that level of mutual respect that you wouldn't lie to me. So I'm very hurt by this. I'm never trusting the comment section ever again.
Dickerson, Ethos. Dickerson. And my closing statement for the podcast is: if you made it to this part of the podcast, if you made it to the end and you're watching the video version at youtube.com/GI updates, leave a comment in the comment section below, #diversity. For that last conversation right there. Other than that, make sure to rate the show 5 stars on all the platforms. Hit the like button if you're watching the video version, and then also make sure to join our Discord at patreon.com/GI updates. Once again, it's $10. It's a one-time fee. If you can't afford to do every month, we do not kick you out. We just try to make sure that there's no trolls. We try to keep the community healthy. There's no bullshit arguments. It's just people in there memeing it up, laughing, playing games, having a good time, sharing advice about finances and just growing as people. So once again, that's patreon.com/GI updates. Hit the like button and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.